Steve Gates told me you got to take the next step in a rivalry. You got to win a game to make this a rivalry. This is a huge game. This is a senior class for him. They want to get that big monkey off their back tonight and show they can beat Cartersville.
Of course, Cartersville remains undefeated, but let's face it, last week had to have a dramatic come-from-behind win against Calhoun in order to be able to do that. It's one of the toughest regions in the state. How does Cartersville kind of maintain where it is with the undefeated mark and putting itself in a strong position for the postseason? How do they win tonight?
You take what you learned last week. You found out a lot about your team. You're down 17-0. You find a way to win. You're at home. You've won a lot of games in this rivalry. Beat Cartersville tonight and get another W.
Obviously, two of the best coaches in the state, Connor Foster on the side for Cartersville, Steve Gates there for Cass. Both outstanding coaches. Our Kaylee Manziel had the chance to talk to them to preview tonight's game. Let's find out what they both had to say about what's going to be a tremendous showdown.
And welcome to the U.S. Army pregame show. With kickoff approaching shortly, it is time for our head coaches interview brought to you by R.S. Andrews. As always, I am Kaylee Mansell, and tonight I am joined by the head coach of Cass, Steve Gates, and the head coach of the home team, the Cartersville Hurricanes, Connor Foster. Coach Gates, as you are the visiting coach, you will go first. I told you I've been to this game many times. I know that Cass has not won a game against Cartersville in more than 15 years now, but you have a really good chance coming into tonight. What has been the message to your team all week knowing a game like this was coming up?
How do we respond to getting punched in the mouth? You know, we got punched in the mouth earlier in the year, and so we've been punched before, and how do we respond to it tonight? I mean, it's they're an incredible football team, and it's going to be a war.
Mm-hmm. Coach Foster, last week against Calhoun, y'all were down 17-0 at the half. We saw it on the TV screen, and when we saw that y'all came back and won, we were all shocked. What a great game for you guys. But I want to know, with that win, what did you learn about your team?
You know, I knew we were resilient. I knew we had a lot of grit. Those kids expect to win. I was really proud of our leadership. I really saw some guys grow in that opportunity, and saw some guys that were calm when they needed to be calm, saw some guys that were passionate when they needed to be passionate, and they were just whatever their teammates needed. So really enjoyed seeing that leadership grow in our locker room.
Coach Gates, the last time we saw you guys was week 1 at the Corky Kell Classic. Fell short to Rome that week. You've been on a 4-game win streak since. Where has that momentum come from, and what are the biggest improvements that you've seen from your team since that week 1 loss?
Just trying to, you know, we tried to schedule the toughest teams we could possibly play, so when we show up here to Wyman Stadium and play a Cartersville team that we've seen difficult teams before, and hopefully that will help us. You know, yeah, we've won 4 straight, and there was some good competition in there, but nothing like we'll see tonight. And we'll line it up, and again, it's just going to be. I think the word Coach Smart uses a lot is composure, and it's who's going to have composure tonight. Obviously, Cartersville, like you mentioned, used it last week in Calhoun, and we'll see who can keep their composure tonight and battle the conditions and see what happens.
Coach Foster, it is no secret that Cartersville is consistently one of the top performing programs in the state, year in and year out. What is the standard like for you guys, and how do you maintain that consistency throughout the years?
Yeah, the standard is excellence, and that's our commitment, and, you know, it's a goal that we'll never fully achieve, you know, so we're constantly striving to get better, constantly find new ways, innovative ways to grow as a program, to grow our young men into community leaders, great husbands and fathers someday. And so for us, you know, this is the next step, but we spent a lot of time talking about ourselves and our standard. Obviously, with a great opponent tonight, we couldn't respect them anymore. But again, our focus is always on ourselves and being the best version of the Canes that we can be.
Coach Foster, Coach Gates, I wish you both the best of luck, but kickoff is coming up soon, so we will be right back after the break.
Hey, is the power off on this?
I don't know. Just take it off. Safety violation. Unsafe work conditions.
In the construction trades unions, safety is our highest priority, and we train you to recognize and speak out on unsafe working conditions so that everyone arrives and goes home safely. Learn about careers in construction at GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com.
Are you 18 years of age or older? Become a star. The Gwinnett County Sheriff's Office is now hiring for deputy sheriff with a signing bonus up to $4,700. They also have civilian and trades positions available. If you are interested in a career with the Gwinnett County Sheriff's Office, visit gogcso.com to learn more about compensation, incentives, benefits, and areas where you can start your career today. Are you ready to rise to the call? Join GCSO today and become a star.
America, come along with our adventure seekers and discover summer with Ford. Join friends Maisa and Leslie on an epic adventure with the capability of the Ford Bronco Sport. Head out with the Stevens family and stay connected with built-in Wi-Fi in the Ford Explorer.
You know that horses sleep standing up?
Road trip with the Sanchez family and available hands-free highway driving in the Ford F-150. Now get 2.9% financing for 60 months plus up to $4,500 cash back on select Ford SUVs. See your local Ford dealer and discover your best summer ever.
The drive for the GHSA state title is presented by GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com. Transform your future today.
And welcome back, everybody. What a way to begin a brand new era here on the Peachtree Sports Network as Cartersville and Cass get ready to kick things off. Happy to have you with us, Brandon Adams and Rusty Manziel. Let's take a look at our coin toss here, presented by Georgia's Rome. Actually, we're going to kick things off here. That's Ryan Johnson, the Georgia baseball commit, the kicker for Cartersville, doing what he's done for most of the season. That's a touchback, 1st and 10 now for Cass on offense, and we are underway tonight at Wyman Stadium in Cartersville. And Rusty, I can tell you that Bartow County is closed.
No doubt.
Anybody who could be anywhere is here tonight, cheering on both these teams, Cass and Cartersville. What a matchup this is going to be.
Second week in a row we've had standing room only.
All right, we're going to see the Cass Colonels come out on offense for the first time. That's sophomore quarterback. We've talked about him before. Of course, the Georgia Army National Guard starting lineups. He's going to be looking to try to get the ball to number 0, Sokovie White, but also keep your eye on Devin Henderson, who has been a revelation at the running back spot since we last saw Cass play earlier this season, the Corky Kell Dave Hunter Classic. He gets the first down carry there, though not much doing. And that gives us a chance to check out Cartersville, their defensive starting lineup. Once again, brought to you by the Georgia Army National Guard. A lot to pay attention to up front. Montavious Cochran, Ollie Hamilton. A couple of good defensive ends having terrific years there for a Cartersville defense that's been among the stingiest in the 5A classification, giving them less than 10 points per game. Pickup of a yard on first down. That makes it 2nd and 9. McWhorter now looking for a chance to throw. Gets it blocked pretty well. Going to throw deep. Could not, though, connect with his intended target that time. That was Kentrell Watley, the intended receiver.
Man, he had it. He was behind the Cartersville defense, and man, if they connect there, that is 6 points. Good protection by the line. McWhorter just overthrows that a little bit, but tuck that play away because that could have been 6.
And I think the one thing that you judge from that and this kind of feeling out part of the game is this very good Cass offensive line. Keep in mind, you got major, college prospects on both tackle spots.
Yep.
They kind of had them blocked pretty well that time.
Yeah, they had 3. They had 5 against 3 basically. Cartersville runs a 3-4 odd front.
McWhorter now on the snap, going to roll left. Now throw. That's a pass caught. First down yardage and more, up to about the 43-yard line. Sokovie White gets involved for the first time tonight. That is the Georgia commit.
Tell you what, he is amped up. I saw him on the field before the game. He grabbed me by the sleeve and said, I'm about to put on a show tonight. And I said, hey, everybody's watching. Here's your opportunity. Senior against Cartersville, committed to Georgia, long-time commitment. He's amped up, man.
And Rusty, you like the game within the game, watching how Cartersville brackets him, how they have guys all around him. Obviously, that's what Cass is expecting tonight. Here is Henderson going to be hit in the backfield and barely gets back to the line of scrimmage. That was Martavius Cochran, senior defensive end, who comes in and leads the way on that stop.
Yeah, great job there. Cartersville getting off blocks, not allowing Henderson to get going. Kind of going to run power right at him, and Cochran gets off his block for a negative play.
Yeah, keep in mind, when we saw Cass in the first game of the season, Henderson was really kind of playing a wide receiver spot. He also is a terrific defensive player, too, Liberty commit. But since then has become a running back. He's one of the leading rushers in the state right now. Sokovie gets his second catch of the game. although corralled pretty well. He got to the 48.
Kind of one of those guys that makes you hold your breath. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he's real twitchy, real sudden. Maybe not like that big top-end speed, but, man, he gets to fifth gear, and you don't square him up often on a tackle. You got to grab a jersey and let somebody else help you get him down.
I would say noticeably bigger this year than he was this time a year ago.
No doubt. Yep.
Third down now, call it 3rd and 6.
See if Cartersville brings pressure, not showing it.
Ball sits at the 48.
They're coming.
Henderson goes in motion, becomes empty backfield for McWhorter, and McWhorter tried to get rid of that, trying to connect with his tight end, Chase Tatum, but Cartersville had a pretty good pass rush that time.
Yeah, they walked up a backer at the end. First time they've shown pressure, they caused McWhorter to deliver one, wasn't able to step through it, the ball was short. Cass a punt on their first possession.
So if you're a Purple Hurricanes fan, you call that a win. This high-powered offense for Cass that scored 40 points in each of its last 4 games, all wins. Cartersville gets the early stop there. Looks like Henderson's going to be called upon for punting duties here. He gets that away. That ball's going to bounce and take a kernel roll inside the 15-yard line. The return man, Logan Shrewsbury for Cartersville, can't do anything with that. And that'll give us a chance to see the Purple Hurricanes coming up on offense for the first time today. And while we're making the transition here, we'll show you the starting lineups for Cartersville, presented by the Georgia Army National Guard. Nate Russell's the quarterback, much like his counterpart, also a sophomore. Christian Lando, leading rusher for this Cartersville team, the hero on the walk-off touchdown to come from behind to beat Calhoun last week. And, of course, you see the Heritage State Championships all across the front of the press box here. We're broadcasting.
A lot of purple, man. A lot of purple.
One of the cool things about this crowd, the Cartersville fans, just about anybody you'll see here tonight at Wyman Stadium is wearing Cartersville gear. Purple Hurricanes, it says Canes on the front. You see Lando getting that carry on first down. 348 yards on the season coming in on 64 totes, and has a nice gain on first down. Got about 7 that time.
Yeah, Cartersville wants to run the football tonight. And I think Cass is aware of that. They're going to see if they can control the game inside with their 2 defensive tackles.
Yeah, Lando's been the main ground gainer, but they have spread it pretty well this year, too. You see Russell can also run himself a little bit, but this time going to have to run out of bounds.
Yeah, busted play right there.
Let's see the Cass starting lineup on defense, once again presented by the Georgia Army National Guard. Of course, pay attention up front here. Caden Ellis, recent commitment to Appalachian State. That's a strong player up front. This is also a terrific back into the defense. Guys that we talk about on offense, Devin Henderson, Sokovie White, they're also there. And Henderson's brother, Kevin, also a terrific linebacker here, too. So those are some of the names to know for that starting lineup for Cass defensively. Once again, presented by the Georgia Army National Guard. Quickly, it's 3rd down for Cartersville. And the sophomore, Nate Russell, going to hand it off again. Running play going to remain short. A little bit of second effort fighting there, but going to remain short of that first down, I believe. Cass thinks they came away with the football.
Yeah, Cass is, they're chirping, but the ref there on the side says nope.
Not one to listen on that. Let's see the replay again.
Let's see what happens right here. They ripped it out. Ooh, I don't know about that. Quarter close out the whistle. Regardless, it's going to be 4th down. Looks like Cartersville going to punt.
Yeah, so Sokovie White will be back deep to receive. Ryan Johnson is the punter as well. As we told you, Georgia baseball commit. This is a good athlete. Former club soccer player who came out for football last year. Gets a high punt away. You want to neutralize White. Kicking the ball that high going to give you a chance to do that. Then takes a Purple Hurricane roll. So if he kicks it that high all night long, it's going to give his punt coverage a chance to get down there and keep Sokovie from doing something big on special teams. All right, we've seen both teams with the football. Feeling out process almost over. We'll take a quick timeout and come back and have more football for you on the Peachtree Sports Network.
I'm attorney Dr. Rod Edmond at Edmond & Lindsay. We focus on medical malpractice and wrongful death cases. Our law firm has won large monetary recoveries for our clients. Results like $6 million for a wrongful death case, $4.3 million for a medical malpractice case, $5 million in a jury verdict for wrongful death, and many others. If you're a victim of medical negligence or have lost a loved one due to another's fault, call us today at 404-525-1080. Edmund and Lindsay, when I'm sorry is not enough.
It's good! He could go all the way! Yeah!
At Ingles, we're proud to partner with area athletics. From Little League to the pros, college tournaments to high school heroes. It's all in the bag.
You ready? Hold on, let me check the score.
Ingles, low prices, love the savings.
Attention families with a loved one in a nursing home. If in the last 2 years your loved one experienced bed sores, falls, broken bones, dehydration, or even death, you may be entitled to a substantial settlement. If you have a loved one who is injured in a nursing home, we will find out what happened. State violations are found against nursing homes every day. You have a limited time to file your claim, so don't wait. Call now and speak with one of our attorneys. The call is confidential and free, or reach us online at nursinghomesettlements.com.
Welcome back, everybody. No score yet between Cass and Cartersville. Kind of just underway here, Wyman Stadium. We'll do our game time weather presented by the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local 613. Coolest game we've had thus far this season. 68 degrees. A little bit of a breeze blowing here right now.
You go Wildcat there with, where did they go? Who is that, McWhorter? Yep.
Yeah, so McWhorter got a chance to run it there. One of the things that Steve Gates told us is that he really feels like McWhorter has gotten faster, like actually moving faster, playing faster. He said, you know, the comfort he has with just varsity football here on a Friday night has made him more sure of himself, and that's allowed him to just move a little faster. And so perhaps we see his number called more this evening.
Right now they are having trouble with this front three from Cartersville, unable to run the ball.
Yeah, this is a Cartersville defense that, you know, may not have a ton of like household names, recruiting type names, but a lot of these guys are going to end up playing college football. Connor Foster assures us of that. That is a incompletion into the hands of his intended target, Chase Tatum, but Tatum not able to hold on. It has rained a good bit tonight, so keep in mind, it's not, you know, storming, pouring down rain, but there has been some rain. Could have a little bit of a wet football. Perhaps that's what afflicted Tatum that time.
Yeah, just a crossing route. Good protection, plenty of time. Got to make those plays if we win a game like this tonight.
Both these offenses getting to third downs here pretty quickly.
Yep.
Cass right back into that same situation, too.
They blitzed last time. They are
high snap from McWhorter, going to roll right. Pressure coming. Now going to start sidearm. Sokovy catches 40. Here he goes. Wow. Midfield, 45-40. Into Purple Hurricane territory. Third catch of the night for Sokovy White.
And he put somebody on a highlight reel because they call that breaking ankles. Watch the start and stop right here on the sidelines. Good job by McWhorter. Look, he steps in the pocket, eyes down the field, little sidearm delivery. Watch this start and stop right here. Oh, my goodness, whiff. And that's what you want to see, Brandon, yards after catch.
So this is the third time at least that I've seen Sokovy play.
Yep.
This is the most amped up I've ever seen him. And I don't mean that in a bad way.
Yep.
Henderson on the first down carry.
That is what they want to do. They want to be 2nd and 6. They want to get 3 and 4 yards a pop with Henderson. They're coming straight at him, almost out of an I formation. And this is much more manageable than – you're not going to convert many 3rd and 12s against Cartersville, but credit McWhorter right there, climbing the pocket, keeping his eyes down the field, throws that sidearm, changes his arm angle, and then Sokovy White did the rest.
Yeah, so to give you an idea on Henderson, who Rusty was talking about, did not begin the year as a running back, but came into tonight with 694 yards rushing. As McWhorter's going to keep it himself, sliding there at the 30.
They throw a flag on that.
Did he get the late hit added on? I don't see a flag yet. They are going to give him the first down, of course, though.
Yeah, that was the RPO. Great read right there because Zero crashed down, and that's his read. I believe that's okay. Yeah, it's just finishing the play. Nice read there by McWhorter.
So if you can pair that with what Henderson can give you on the ground, perhaps gives you a chance to keep him honest and do what you really want to do through the air.
Yeah, they know they've got to be able to run the ball somehow tonight.
McWhorter now going under center, sending a man in motion, then goes a handoff up the middle.
Inside handoff.
Yeah, inside handoff there to the 20-yard line. That goes to Sokovie White, so getting him involved in as many ways as they can.
Yeah, one thing's clear tonight. They're not leaving anything in the bag with zero. That's exactly right.
Any kind of play that can be drawn up in the dirt, they're going to try to use it to get Sokovie involved tonight. Pretty clever design there.
He's a difference maker. I mean, he's the guy on the field that makes you hold your breath, either offensively or defensively.
You know, and to give you an idea here, actually, let's show you first down first. Handoff to Henderson. Henderson big hit in the backfield that time. Ollie Hamilton, senior defensive end, there to make that stop.
Nice job there, getting off block. They're getting to Henderson before he gets going. You see him just he shoots the gap there on the tackle on 51 and just makes a negative play. Nice job.
Hamilton, an example of what this Cartersville defense has a lot of. Seniors who've kind of earned their spot in some playing time.
Just grinded out high school players.
Big-time program type kids. By the way, you see our rated pass management score ticker underneath. Region play beginning in Region 1 of 7A. Camden on top of Richmond Hill here right now. That's a pass complete.
Man.
Sokovie again.
Talking about tight coverage, because I'm telling you right now, Christian Lando there, number 6. Watch number 6. He reads it. Look, he jumps around. Look.
Oh, wow.
Oh, my goodness.
So third down coming up. We're also in the red zone here, presented by GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com.
Quick out there. And
looking at 3rd and 5. Sokovie going to be stacked over here on the right side. McWhorter rolling that way. Pass complete to Sokovie again. He's down near the goal line. Going to be 1st and goal here now for Cass, and they are doing a good job of getting the ball to a big-time playmaker right now.
It's just everybody. Look at this. Look at his catch. Body control. Almost loses it, but man, that's everybody's 2-point play. What they just ran on 3rd and 5. Just flood the right, roll your quarterback, and he hits a guy in the flat. They go trips to the right, little flood route, and hits Sokovie White.
All right, looking at 1st and goal. Sokovie now moving over to the left side. High snap, McWhorter. Hand to Henderson. Henderson's going to dance his way into the end zone for a touchdown.
Man, that was easy. Easy. Watch the interior blocking of Cass. They're going to take Cartersville and just watch the interior blocking right here. To that double team and just wall everybody off. He doesn't even get touched. Nice job there by Cass. Nice drive. Nice converting on 3rd down and 12, and they convert.
So Henderson will now stay in as the holder. Austin MacArthur will put the PAT up and good. And that gives Cass a lead on the road. Devin Henderson, the Liberty commit. Sokovie White, the Georgia commit, coming up big for the Colonels here. We'll be right back after this.
Hendrick.
Drive now, pay later. Shop HendrickCars.com this month and make no payments for 90 days. Over 20,000 new and pre-owned vehicles. No payments for 90 days. Visit HendrickCars.com.
The Mechanical Trades Institute is an opportunity towards personal financial freedom through hands-on and rewarding work. Our school is completely free and gives apprentices the knowledge and skills required to gain access to a lifelong career path. Apprentices learn pipe fitting, plumbing, mechanical service, and welding. They earn money as they learn and graduate with no student debt. Start a career with the Mechanical Trades Institute and change your financial future.
Struggling with food insecurity can feel lonely, yet every community across America is affected by hunger, which is why our Kroger associates work together to rescue nutritious food that would otherwise go to waste in an effort to donate 3 billion meals by 2025. Because we believe everyone should have access to fresh, delicious food. Join the Kroger Zero Hunger, Zero Waste Foundation to defeat hunger and eliminate food waste.
The Forum River Center in Rome, Georgia is now open and available for meetings and receptions. We're fully equipped for large conventions, sporting events, weddings, and much more. The Forum is located downtown within walking distance of local restaurants, hotels, and boutique shopping. We offer a variety of meeting spaces, many with beautiful river views. Outdoor venues are available for that special touch with our adjacent parking deck and a personal concierge on site. Your event is sure to be a hit. Find out more at forumrivercenter.com.
The GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com drive for the GHSA state title is sponsored by Score Atlanta, your source for Georgia high school sports. HendrickCars.com. Get no payments for 90 days at HendrickCars.com. Experience the Hendrick difference. Sports Turf. You bring the vision, we'll bring it to life. The Georgia Army National Guard. The next generation is now. And by Ford. For great offers on F-150, see your local Ford dealer.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Cass, the first team to strike the scoreboard here, leading 7-0 over Cartersville. Short kickoff. Going to be fair caught there at the 34-yard line. That puts the Purple Hurricanes back on offense, undefeated, ranked number 4 in 5A, but briefly at least. For now, losing at home to Cass here 7-0, 3:47 to go, first quarter of play on the inaugural game on the Peachtree Sports Network.
Taking it. Brandon, we're going to be a trivia question like 50 years from now.
Exactly.
When the World Series is on the Peachtree Sports Network, I mean, who are those two guys?
Those two old guys.
Two old guys that did that first game.
You see our scoring summary presented by Breda Pest Management. 10 plays, 73 yards, 4:35 off the clock. Devin Henderson, the touchdown run to cap it off. I do not believe that could have worked out any better for Cass than it did.
Yeah, it was a heck of a play by McWhorter on 3rd and 12.
We're going to see here now how Cartersville responds. Running play on first down. Getting another one of the running backs involved that time. Braylon Long, 37 carries on the season coming into tonight.
Got a freshman in. You see 27 from Cartersville. That is freshman Cole Crawford. He is a young man. It's a very high baseball prospect, but he is a freshman getting varsity reps at tight end from Cartersville. Name to know.
Connor Foster, the Cartersville coach, predicts he will be a big national recruit also in football here too. Throwing, pass complete. Jamari Bryce is there to bring it in there at the 41-yard line. That's going to bring up third down, make it 3rd and about 4, I think.
Yeah, 3rd and 4 probably. Yep. Russell steps into this one. Good spiral, good tight ball. Nate Russell got some reps last year as a freshman at some times.
Yeah, Connor Foster said those reps kind of playing as a backup but having to step in and play crucial for his development as he now becomes a full-time, full season starter. Bryce, another reception, but it's going to be short.
Yep.
And Cass is forced 4th down, and we're going to see decision time here for the first time tonight for one of our coaches, Connor Foster.
Yeah, he's going to punt.
Yeah, he's going to send his punt team out there.
4th and 2. Good job by Cass there, getting Cartersville back off the field. And yeah, this is not. Cartersville's had a couple slow starts. Again, they were down 17-0 last week at Calhoun. They're going for it?
Different look here. The punter is in the game, but now Cartersville kind of goes bunch formation here and sends a guy under center.
Call timeout. Talk about it.
It was Connor Brassfield, one of the up men, who ended up functioning almost like a quarterback there, but that was really an attempt just to draw Cass off sides. Could not do it, and now call timeout. Gives a chance to also see the Cartersville resume here, presented by Smart Local 85, and what a resume it is. Perhaps one of the most famous alumnus of any of our Georgia high schools that we talk about, Trevor Lawrence.
No doubt.
The great success that he's enjoyed, but obviously, even in recent years with Joey King now head coach at Carrollton.
Ronnie Brown was number 2 pick.
That's exactly right. Ronnie Brown, who also went to Auburn. But even in recent years, with what Connor Foster's been able to do, kind of maintaining a standard of excellence around here, this is a program that finds a way to do it year after year after year.
Keith Henderson.
Oh, yeah.
You go back to the 80s with this crowd here.
Speaking of the 80s, former Georgia governor back in the 80s, Joe Frank Harris. Wow.
Owned a bunch of property over here. See Connor Foster there. He came on. He was the defensive coordinator for Joey King when he took the job. And Joey King left to go to college football. Yeah, the job. Connor Foster's done a tremendous job.
You'd be hard-pressed to find anybody more connected to the school where he coaches. He played on a state championship here in 1999.
Yep.
His dad's a former Cartersville assistant.
Yep.
He was obviously an assistant for Joey King and a good friend of King's. You'd be hard-pressed to be any deeper entrenched, more purple in his blood than what.
Great punt.
I mean,
wow.
He's a weapon.
Wow.
He's a weapon. So Covey going to field it inside the 10. And he's going to be corralled right there. And the thing of it is, Johnson just punts it so high. Man. He's giving his guys a chance to get down there. It's risky to punt as Covey White.
Wow.
But when you punt it like that, it's a real weapon.
Man, that's one of the best punters I've seen.
And this is what Foster told us. He said that Johnson's been flipping the field all year long for them, and you see how valuable that field position is. Hey, we're only a couple of weeks away from our Georgia High School Hall of Fame induction ceremony, the second class going in. And how about Anthony Flanagan, a graduate of Southwest Atlanta?
Look at those sleeves.
I mean,
that's old school right
there. That is
baby.
A sharp
look at his belt. The man's got the belt in the front.
I like that. What a great career to be honored from Flanagan, and a part of a wonderful ceremony going to take place at the College Football Hall of Fame October 21st.
Awesome.
For the second ever class of the Georgia High School Football Hall of Fame. One of the most proud moments of my professional life was going to get a chance to be a part of the first class a year ago.
Special.
Cannot wait for what's going to go down here in a couple of weeks. Running play on first down, and that's Devin Henderson again.
Tell you what, don't let Kirby Smart find out the baseball team's got a punter.
Exactly.
I can tell you that. Man, baseball coach is like, can y'all turn that game off tonight?
Yeah, Jay Johnson may be turning off his phone, the brand new Georgia baseball coach.
Got a guy that can flip the field out in the bullpen. That's might be some talks there.
McWhorter again under center. Once again, a handoff.
All right, so you see a little adjustment maybe from Cartersville. This is the third time Cass has had the ball. This time they're showing 4 down linemen. See them walked up there? So maybe they're showing something a little bit different.
And keep in mind, you got a couple of sophomore starting tackles for Cass, but both are prospects. Bear McWhorter, an Arkansas commit.
Yes.
Cale Ellis, a guy that's going to get plenty of college attention as well. So both these guys, we near the end of the first quarter.
They've got to get off the field right here. See if they bring pressure. Got freshman Cole Crawford in, 27 there at linebacker. See if they bring him at your bottom of your screen.
McWhorter going to hand it off again. Henderson gets some room, gets the first down, still on his feet, driven out of bounds near the 29-yard line. Nice pickup for Cass, and they move the chains again.
Yeah, they're just blocking. What a great block there by 78. Cale Ellis, you just mentioned him, that sophomore offensive tackle. He sealed off that defensive end, and he got a first down before anyone touched him. They got 2 high-level offensive tackles here.
Yeah, one of the things that Steve Gates said is when we first got here, we didn't have a ton of experience. We weren't very big. He said some of our guys getting more experience and we're getting bigger. Those offensive tackles certainly an example of that. Another high snap again. McWhorter does a good job to just get a hold of it, and they're feeding Devin Henderson, the Liberty commit, right now.
Yeah, the quarter there.
Yeah, that's going to bring us to a conclusion here in our first quarter, and I'd say the first 12 minutes have worked out about as well for Cass as they could have hoped. They are on the road facing an undefeated and highly ranked team, but they are winning right now. And we are having a good time here at the Peachtree Sports Network. A lot of really good football coming up in our second quarter right after this.
At Ingalls, we're proud to work with hundreds of local farms and businesses in the communities we call home. Quality, freshness, community, it's all in the bag. Ingalls, low prices, love the savings.
Attention! Did you or a loved one live at or near the Marine Base Camp Lejeune in North Carolina before 1988? For decades, Marines at Camp Lejeune drank water that was contaminated with hazardous toxins. The toxins found in the water at Camp Lejeune may cause illnesses, especially later in life. A new law was recently signed by President Joe Biden that set aside billions of dollars for families of those who lived at or near Camp Lejeune. If you or a family member lived at Camp Lejeune before 1988, you may be entitled to financial compensation without going to court. Even if you were turned down in the past by the VA, a new law allows you to refile your claim today. If you, your husband, father, or grandfather spend time at Camp Lejeune while in the Marines, call Sutton Gates right now to find out if you're eligible for financial compensation. There's no fee unless we win your case. Call 1-800-600-3222. That's 1-800-600-3222.
If you are on the fence about ordering McDonald's, consider this a sign.
Mix and match a double cheeseburger, 6-piece chicken McNuggets, or small fries for just $3.69. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Welcome back, everyone. Second quarter about to get underway. Brandon Adams, Rusty Manziel here high atop Wyman Stadium in Cartersville, Georgia. Cartersville Cass, great battle in what is perhaps the deepest region pound for pound.
No doubt, man.
In all of Georgia high school football. It's Region 7 of 5A. You've had 5 teams ranked the top 10 at some point this year, and a very good team.
Somebody's going to be
is perhaps going to be left out of the playoff. Not perhaps, someone will, because only 4 from this region can go. And those are the stakes tonight. Cass with the football, trying to mount a drive. Henderson getting the handoff, cutting back inside, fighting his way up to about the 37 that time. That's going to bring up third down.
And he runs hard. The biggest thing I see right now, early on, Brandon, is the inability for the first guy to get him down. He gets through an arm tackle. He runs so hard. 3rd and 1.
Steve Gates said he made an executive decision after the Rockmart game. This is going to be our running back. They'd use him at wide receiver. He obviously starts on defense. You see this straight handoff up the middle here. The Wildcat quarterback play and breaking free. How about that? That's Henderson from the Wildcat inside the 20-yard line. He has done a little bit of everything here.
He's a tired young man right now, but what a play by Cass to get up there and go Wildcat. Let's watch the blocking up front. Man, they are just moving people from Cartersville. They're having all kind of issues right now up front because Cass is blocking that front 3, and he gets 35, 36 yards before someone touches him. We got a late flag as well.
Yeah, we're going to see what that is. We'll also check out our game officials here, presented by the Georgia Sheet Metal and Air Conditioning Contractors Association. Ricky Spears, our referee, Kevin Osment, Eric Honigman, John Beck, Robert Sewell's the field judge as well. William Barber's the back judge. James Bush, the side judge. Sam Beam is the electronic clock operator, and Josh Garner is the play clock operator here tonight.
I believe they got Henderson for a little bit of chippiness with the Cartersville student section after the play.
And that comes all the way back then. Wow, because they are backing way up here.
So it'd be 15, maybe. Is that what they got?
Let's see if we can get the indication here.
Yeah, they got
they're going to put it.
They got unsportsmanlike.
32.
Yeah, they got unsportsmanlike.
Cass had backed way up, but they were actually just moving towards their sideline to communicate with the coaching staff.
I think at the end right here, maybe.
Yeah, we just got the signal that you see.
I don't know. I mean,
as we're showing the replay, the referee did show the signal of
I didn't see
an unsportsmanlike.
I take that away. That was not. So I don't know who it was on. That was not on 7. It couldn't have been.
But it was unsportsmanlike because we got the signal while the replay was being shown.
Big play there on 3rd and 1, though.
It is.
Huge game. Interested to see if Cartersville was going to change the numbers because right now those 3 down linemen are having issues with Cass. They're walking a guy up in the box and they're bringing.
McWhorter in the shotgun, now going to throw. That's a pass caught down the sideline, leaping over a would-be tackler. Big move being made there by Sokovie White, the other big superstar player who seems to be playing at a higher level right now.
Tell you what, great job by McWhorter. Watch him step into this throw on the money right there. Missed tackle again by Cartersville. And that's been the big thing right now. I see from Cartersville, they're having missed tackles. You got to get those guys to the ground.
All right, looking at 1st and goal now after the Sokovie White catch. Henderson back into the tailback spot after getting a brief rest in the previous play. It is 4 receivers. Still just a 3 down lineman for Cartersville defensively. Man comes in motion. McWhorter high snap again. Now option pitch play. Flag comes in. And Henderson's going to be corralled that time. Jordan Woods, junior cornerback, one of the first men in on that stop.
Great job there by 15 from Cartersville. Mitchell
Kelson Mitchell.
Kelson Mitchell. Yeah, Kelson Mitchell.
Holding on the offense.
Yep.
10-yard penalty, previous spot. Replay first down.
Yeah, Kelson Mitchell comes in. Makes him cut up to the defenders. But good job getting the penetration.
Yeah, by the looks of it, to me, Cartersville just so much more active flying to the ball that time than perhaps previous plays.
Yeah, they go into the boundary there. Try that.
Get a good look there at Craig Sager Jr., who happened to wander into our camera shot there. Well, we get a chance to hear from him throughout the game, including...
I love these coaching interviews.
I do, too.
Love it.
The coaches are gracious to do that.
Yep.
And Craig Sager Jr. does a good job getting in a pertinent question and allowing them to move on.
First and goal.
McWhorter fakes the handoff, keeps it himself, and he's going to be caught in the backfield. And suddenly they find a spark defensively due to the Purple Hurricanes. Keelan McCarty, senior nose man, coming through on that.
Nice job there. Just getting off blocks and getting upfield. They try a little eye candy, high snap. He's going to keep it. No chance there. He beats the block of Ellis.
Athletic move by McCarty not to lose the quarterback from his grasp there. Now looking at second goal, but for now, this Cass offense going the wrong direction here. It's second and goal from near the 20. McWhorter now rolling left. Here comes pressure again. He dumps it off. That's Henderson. Henderson down to the 11, but still a long way away here with third down now coming up. And Henderson a little slow to get up, but I think he's okay.
Yeah, nice job here by McWhorter. Just gets it, everything he can to get rid of the ball. But good job by Cartersville closing down. Brings up a third and goal.
We've seen McWhorter pretty comfortable going to that sidearm delivery a couple of times tonight.
He changed his arm. Listen, we saw him against Rome, and I thought he was kind of, to be honest with you, kind of deer in headlights.
Okay.
But right now, this looks like a very polished young man. He is seeing the field. He is making plays. They're rolling coverage. So what the bottom of the screen.
Yeah, third and goal. McWhorter gets a block. Now gets a pass off. But that's going to bring up fourth down after the incompletion. So Cartersville, after being tested, gave up the big yardage to Henderson on the Wildcat quarterback run. Now has forced a fourth down and perhaps a Cass field goal attempt.
I tell you what, man, Cartersville spotted that. Did you see the coverage roll right before the snap? They had trips to the right, and they rolled that way immediately. They had that play ate up before it started.
So that's going to bring on Austin MacArthur to try what's going to be a 29-yard field goal with Henderson as his holder. Kick is away. It is maybe touched. Definitely no good. I believe that one might have been touched. So Cartersville, facing a first and goal, comes away with no points allowed right there. Big stand by the Purple Hurricanes defense. And they get the football back as a prize. We will be right back.
It doesn't matter if this leaks.
It don't matter to me. Can't see it from my house.
Illegal use of hands, improper training.
GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com has 14 different highly skilled trades with tuition-free training in our certified apprenticeship programs to train you the right way. Find your career at GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com.
The Georgia Sheet Metal JETC equips apprentices with the knowledge and skills required to start a rewarding career in the sheet metal industry with programs in HVAC, industrial welding, and testing, adjusting, and balancing. Training is 100% free and allows apprentices to earn as they learn. Journeymen graduate with no student debt and have the potential to earn more than most college graduates. Visit our website to learn more about this opportunity at careersinsheetmetal.com.
Sweetheart, please don't forget to wear your seatbelt. I got it, Mom.
It's a very nice day living in the right space. Breathing your breath got me feeling some kind of way.
In the blink of an eye, so many tomorrows can disappear. Buckle up for your future. Every trip, every time. A message from the Governor's Office of Highway Safety.
Second quarter action here at Cass on top of Cartersville. And I got to tell you, we've been so fortunate this year. We've seen so many tremendous atmospheres. Rusty, I don't even think because of the fast pace with which this game started, we've been really even able to talk about just how amazing the scene was here prior to kickoff, the light show and the LEDs and the dramatic way in which Cartersville enters the field here. What a scene for high school football this is. And obviously that emotion continues here as the Purple Hurricanes with the football trying to tie things up.
I tell you, man, they come out of the smoke. They come out in the aisle of the stadium.
Yeah.
And it's old school here.
There's a handful of teams that are going to do this, and you obviously saw this at the beginning of our broadcast today where, you know, there's the entrance onto the field, and then everybody gathers behind the sign. It's almost like there's two entrances, right? And I really enjoy that.
Yeah, it's really nice. Cartersville, long time power here in Northwest Georgia.
You see the handoff. That's Lando getting up to the 30. That's going to be near a first down, but about a yard short.
This is what Cartersville wants to do. Third time they've had the ball now, and they're coming downhill right at good block there by 74 on the linebacker. That's Luke Surrett.
Your 3-year starter there is the center.
Got on that second level and opened that up for him.
So looking at 3rd and 1 now. Handoff, Lando again. Lando kind of dances in the backfield, and he's going to actually lose yardage. And so Cass has quickly forced a 4th down.
That'll be the 3rd time in a row they've had 4th and 1, 4th and 2. So it's decision time here. Your defense just had a great stop. I don't know if you don't try to get them to jump off sides.
And keep in mind, if you bring out your punter, Ryan Johnson, he is, I mean, a big leg.
He's a big leg.
He's a weapon here, but it looks like they're going to go for it. At least they're flirting with it. Russell is certainly trying to hard count it here, but it's every indication of just simply trying to draw Cass off sides. Play clock shows 8. They do snap it.
Oh, my goodness.
How about this? Risky play. I don't think Lando got there.
I don't know. I think
Based on the spot.
Based on the spot.
Based on the spot here, let's see. What a gutsy call by Connor Foster.
Oh, wow.
And they're going to give it to him.
Yep. Didn't even measure it.
How about that?
Wow. Look, you can tell. Yeah, I feel you too, Coach.
Never a doubt.
Never a doubt. He didn't want to see the breathing in the microphone. Man, look at the penetration by Ellis, 11. But great job there, finishing that drive.
That was one of the great camera shots we've had.
That was.
Great reaction from Connor Foster after that.
That was a thank you.
Russell's going to throw it deep here into coverage. It's incomplete. Henderson was almost there for the interception. Kenneth Price was the intended target.
Man, that's two Cass defenders basically blocked each other from an interception. Watch the Cass defensive backs fight over it right there, and you're taught to go for high pointed, so you don't know who's beside you. But man, that was great job by Henderson closing.
Boy, has he done a little bit of everything tonight?
He's got a lot of football speed. I guarantee you. I mean, he's played every snap already.
Liberty commit. Pressure Cummings trying to set up the screen, and it's incomplete.
See, Russell, got a flag now. Flag. The pink flags for the October.
Okay.
Yep. Breast Awareness Month. Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
I'm colorblind. I'm ashamed to admit I didn't even know that.
That's why I'm here.
I appreciate
That's why I get a free sandwich every week. You worked in the contract. Rusty gets a free sandwich. Got a legal man downfield.
So you mentioned Russell, the quarterback, as we wait on the official announcement of the penalty. It's interesting to hear what Connor Foster said. You know, both of our starting quarterbacks are sophomores, and you made mention of the fact that you feel like McWhorter looks so much more poised.
Right now he does.
That was one hand downfield offense. Opportunities decline. 3rd down.
Because I don't want to be critical
of
that first game, but he really he looked like he was not ready that night. But tonight, he is making plays. He is scrambling. He's throwing off platform.
So what Foster said about Russell is he feels like he's starting to move in that direction where McWhorter's been, a guy for whom the game has really slowed down. He says it looks like Russell's kind of getting it. He's got plenty of arm, I'll tell you that much, though.
Yeah,
intended target was Caden Ailman, the tight end. That was incomplete. But, man, he had some zip on the football.
They got to calm Russell down right now. You see that look? I mean, that's a young quarterback right now trying to do too much.
Yeah.
Trying to do too much. Big game. First time he's been in this rivalry. And you want a slow thing that you see Coach Connor talking. You see him talking to him, the staff. So listen, you got to calm down. Help yourself. Dial this thing back in.
And to finish the point that we've been making is that while they're both sophomores, McWhorter is just more experienced than Russell
No
is.
doubt.
And
No doubt.
There's a little bit of a difference in the, kind of moments like this they've had. Here's Johnson again, and you talk about it, another booming high punt. Not quite as long this time, but
he punts it out of the lights.
Yeah. While we have a chance, we'll also check out the cast resume here, presented by Smart Local 85. Big breakout season a year ago, earning a playoff win at the hands of the Jefferson Dragons for the first time in a long time here. Steve Gates doing a wonderful job. Of course, Richard Samuel, former Georgia running back. Ronnie Donaldson, a quarterback who played at Georgia Tech. And
what did Todd Holcomb say today if they were to win this? Todd Holcomb of Georgia High School Football Daily, what did he say?
So, there's obviously a lot of chatter about what they did last year, getting a win against, Jefferson for the first time since, a playoff win for the first time since the 1980s, but perhaps winning a game like this, where you're in Bartow County against a longtime rival, region stakes being what they are, that perhaps this would be bigger for the Cass program even than, the win against Jefferson a year ago in the playoffs. Henderson getting the first down carry again.
Got a chance to talk to him, Coach Gates, before the game, and he said, look, Rusty, I said, Coach, how this is such a rivalry. He said, Rusty, we hadn't won.
Yeah.
It's not a rivalry. We've got to win a game to make this thing a rivalry. And I thought that was a great answer from him because he understands that how Cartersville has dominated this series for a long – look at that, 44-5.
Yeah, no, that's a terrific graphic to back up the point, although not terrific if you're a Cass fan. And the other thing that Steve Gates is very well aware of right now is he calls them, like the social media guys, things like that, who right now are projecting Cass, even though this is a very good football team, to be the team from this region perhaps left out of the playoffs. You see McWhorter now cranking out, trying to go to Sokovy. Sokovy gets bumped, still catches it, stays on his feet, and he's going to score.
We got a hold.
Is that flag?
Got a flag.
Going to bring this one back. It would have been 61 yards. But instead, it's going to be coming back. It's Sokovy knows it.
Got here. Watch him turn around and come through. Look at this. Splits two defenders to find the football. Still has enough in him.
Holding on the offense. Pass interference on the defense. Penalties offset. Replay second down.
Yeah, so the bump on Sokovy is good enough to turn that into a offsetting.
Boy, I tell you, man.
Rusty, I've seen enough to say that Sokovy White is the 2024 Georgia commit that Georgia fans perhaps are not talking enough about.
100%. And here's the thing. Here's the thing about that. It's one of those situations, Brandon, where he didn't take visits. He's not high drama. He just goes to games and tries to recruit kids, and you just take him for granted. But people are watching. I see the social media reaction now. People are watching him, and I'm telling you, you hit it on the head. He's a lot bigger this year.
Some people make the Kearis Jackson comparison. Do you like that?
That's what we talked about in the first game, but I think that he's got a little bit more suddenness, like change of direction. Kearis has top end, but I think he has more suddenness to him.
McWhorter going to try to run, and he gets hit hard. Oof. Big hit laid there by Cole Crawford. That's the freshman we talked about as a tight end, also playing on the linebacker side.
Playing both ways, man. His dad, Ryan Crawford, was the former head coach. His dad coached Trey Hill at Houston County.
Okay.
Yep, and Ryan's up here. Cole plays East Cobb baseball, so he spends a lot of time up here. And they're like, you know what? Let's go up there. And what a get for Cartersville at 27. I'll go ahead and tell you, he's got an invite to Georgia League Classic. He will be in Rome in December for sure.
Ball
He's playing both ways as a freshman right now.
At the 42, looking at third down and about 6.
It's a big play here. See if Cartersville brings pressure.
Play clock going to run out. They're going to call timeout and talk about it. As you said, this is one of those big moments. You want to make sure on both sides that you like what you got here, because this is a significant play coming up. And while they take time out, we will as well. Pay a couple of bills and be right back with you here on the Peachtree Sports Network.
From the baseline to the sideline, the best live sports from Atlanta and beyond are on Peachtree Sports Network. The biggest plays, the instant classics, and the next rising stars are right here on Peachtree Sports Network, your home for live local sports.
If you or a loved one has mesothelioma or been diagnosed with another asbestos-related cancer, call now. An estimated $30 billion in court-ordered trusts have been set aside to pay out claims to asbestos victims. You may be able to receive compensation without ever going to court or filing a lawsuit. Thousands of hardworking men and women have been diagnosed with mesothelioma because manufacturers put profits ahead of safety. Manufacturers knew the risks of asbestos exposure for years, but knowingly manufactured and sold deadly asbestos-containing materials, putting millions of American workers at risk. These manufacturers have tried to avoid compensating their victims, but the courts have ordered them to set aside an estimated $30 billion in trust money for the victims of asbestos. Call now to see if you're entitled to a portion of the $30 billion. You could receive compensation without filing a lawsuit or going to court.
Call 800-700-4989 now for a free legal consultation. Again, that's 800-700-4989.
The GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com drive for the GHSA state title is sponsored by Kroger. Boost by Kroger Plus. More savings, more benefits, a new level of membership. Dog Nation. Visit DogNation.com for the latest Georgia team news and recruiting information. Georgia's Rome, where the rivers meet and the mountains begin. The Governor's Office of Highway Safety. Seatbelts save lives. The Governor's Office of Highway Safety reminds you to buckle up before every trip. And by the U.S. Army. Be all you can be.
And we are back. 7-0 Cass on top of Cartersville. Second quarter action here. 4:37 prior to halftime. Big third down, though, coming up here for the Colonels. 3rd and 6. McWhorter rolling left on his feet. He's going to go down.
Yeah, Cartersville came that time.
Dropped on the play by Ali Hamilton, the senior defensive end. Second time he's been active in the backfield tonight.
2 times in a row on 3rd down. Cartersville brings an extra guy. Cass tried to roll him out. Crawford, you see Crawford comes up the field and flushes him back into his defensive lineman. And Hamilton is there to clean it up.
Big defensive play. Now Devin Henderson will be called upon to punt. Speaking of doing everything tonight. Low snap.
They didn't have enough on the field. They got a flag.
So it's a low kick that's going to roll dead around the 28.
They only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They only have 10 on the field. They tried to run somebody in late, but I don't know what the flag, because he wasn't set is what it was.
That's what it's going to be.
Yeah. Legal substitution.
Yep.
Kicking team. Replay 4th down.
So they're going to make him kick it again.
See him on top of the screen.
Yeah,
see him right there.
Somebody coming in right here.
2 of them. One
so
goes off.
They're
so he wasn't
not
set.
Yep. Yeah.
They only had 10 on.
Right.
And you wonder at this point in the year, like even with like Notre Dame having 10 guys, like how does that happen? You know.
Well, you do, but I will say this. Spending some time on the sidelines, I'm amazed stuff like that doesn't happen more, because there's so many quick change things that happen in football that...
Well, a punt right here, though, with 10 on a punt.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Henderson now gets off a little better punt. Going to be a fair caught by Shrewsbury there at the 34. So Cartersville gets a chance to go back on offense. And I think for Cartersville, you know, you've seen what Lando's been able to do, and we'll see what they can add to that coming up, and also gives us a chance here to give a quick hello to our friends from Breda Pest Management. And a reminder that nobody wants unwanted guests taking up residence in their homes. In this case, I'm not talking about your in-laws. I'm talking about those critters, the kinds that we have here in Georgia And when it comes to keeping critters like that out of your house, there's just one company to call. That's my friends at Bartow Pest Management. We certainly appreciate Bartow Pest Management being a part of Georgia high school football. And there's Christian Lando, still on his feet.
Stiff arm.
40,
Look at that.
35, finally rolled out of bounds. They're deep in Colonel territory. Big first down gain for Christian Lando.
Great job there. You see Lando get going. Watch him stiff arm this defender down the field. Good block by 44. Watch him stiff arm this defender right coming up here.
Yeah. Ooh. Lando had the game-winning touchdown in the final seconds in the come-from-behind win against Calhoun last week. Connor Foster said they have a word of the week each week. He said last week it was grit. Could not have been a more perfect word. Russell now throwing, and that's incomplete.
Oh, and they got a flag on that.
I didn't see what.
I don't know about that. I want to see the replay though.
Necessitated the penalty.
It was such a quick RPO. The only way that one, he had the back view. Did Sokovie White have his hands on him?
Holding on the defense. 10-yard penalty, first down.
So either way, it's to the benefit of Cartersville. Let's see if we can see it.
Quick read right here.
Yep. That's the handoff. Change of pace, running back. Richard Houston comes in. He's had a good year already. 39 carries coming into tonight for 249 yards. A couple of touchdowns, one through the air, one through the ground. And one of the things that Connor Foster says is they want to spread the ball around with their ground attack when they can. Obviously, Lando's been kind of the guy, but they want to be fully healthy playoff runs, and it's kind of always been their goal to be as multiple with their running backs as they possibly can be. And with that in mind, Houston stays in, gets himself another carry here, and he's got some running room inside the 5-yard line. Going to move the chains again for Cartersville.
Run behind UGA commit, number 77. First time we really got a chance to mention him tonight. Malachi Tolliver. See the right tackle seal off there and give him just enough to get that edge. It's cool today to see Georgia put out an edit and Malachi Tolliver like tagged Sokovie, and Sokovie said, hey, brotherhood, big game tonight. So it was kind of see two kids in a big rivalry like this. They understand that the next few years they'll be on the same team in Athens.
In the red zone, presented by GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com. Yeah, a great
overload to the right.
See Tolliver and Sokovie share that moment. Here's Houston again, straight up the middle, 2-yard touchdown run, and the Purple Hurricanes are on the board, and a light show takes place here at Cartersville.
Nice drive there. Got the running game going. Come back with a counter. Weak side. And Houston just sticks it up in there. Nice play.
So for now, Cartersville is keeping its offense on the field. That was a different quarterback.
Well, that was
Andrew Purdy in at quarterback.
That's the Alabama baseball pitcher commit.
False start. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Retry.
So now they're going to send on Johnson, and they're going to try the PAT a little longer after the penalty. So an interesting look there to have, talented athlete with the backup quarterback in the game and trying to do sometimes we see this quick snap on the 2-point conversion, but that never quite materialized.
Yeah, they tried to look at the numbers and make a switch, didn't get it.
So Johnson instead will try the PAT. Shrewsbury's got the hold. The kick.
Man, he's a weapon.
Yeah, he's a very good kicker.
I tell you what, the baseball team better not work out in the indoor because they'll turn up losing a reliever.
Could be the case. New score, 7-7 here. And while we have a moment, let's remind you the football is back, and it's time to rise up with your Atlanta Falcons. Limited season ticket inventory remains. You can select your seats today at atlantafalcons.com/tickets.
What is Falcons football? It's Grady putting quarterbacks on notice. It's Kyle shredding defenses like a unicorn. It's Tyler breaking tackles like phone screens. It's AJ locking down anyone on his island. It's Drake touching the sun. It's ZP breaking another record. What is Falcons football? It's all you dirty birds. Rise up.
And welcome back. Of course, our new score, 7-7 after the Houston touchdown run. 4 plays, 65 yards. Took slightly less than a minute, and Richard Houston gets his second rushing touchdown of the season. You see Johnson there, and that's Devin Henderson, one of the deep men back to return for Cass. Watch him here, dangerous if he gets a chance. Houston will kick this one, I should say Johnson will kick this one short and make it returnable. And here he comes. Ball up to the 40-yard line. So Johnson known for touchbacks, but that time gave Sokovie White a chance, and Sokovie made him pay, and it could have been worse.
Yeah.
Ball up to about the 40.
See if they come back here and take a shot with Sokovie White at some point. 2.5 left in the first half.
Yeah, we definitely saw Cartersville find a rhythm defensively and taking away the Cass run on that previous drive, especially down near the goal line when Cass seemed content to try to mash it in. Still 3 down linemen for Cartersville. Hand to Henderson. Henderson tried to bounce outside on the right side and could not find much, maybe a yard or so.
Cartersville 2 timeouts, Cass 2 timeouts.
Actually got a couple there that time. I shortchanged him a little bit. McWhorter to throw. Now will run.
Uh-oh.
Took a hit near the sideline. And that's going to bring out a flag. Caleb Cooley, the safety, wasn't happy about that.
And can't do that. And that gave up 15 cheap. And, boy, the Cartersville sideline is upset with that one. Cannot give up 15 free right here.
After the play, personal foul, late hit on defense. 15 yards, first down.
Yeah. Let's see it again.
Yeah.
He's out. Yeah, his feet are definitely in the white.
You got to know that a quarterback's going to get that benefit of the doubt. When he's running directly toward that sideline, you got to let him get out. See if they take a shot right here. Sokovie up top. They got him bracket covered.
McWhorter going to have to hurry down. He's going to go.
Good job.
Couple of guys to meet him there. Martavius Cochran, Kelson Mitchell meet at the quarterback. And all of a sudden, Cartersville's finding its footing on the defensive side.
Yeah, you got to turn that ball loose. Held on to it a little bit long. Cartersville defensive line got there. You got to know that 1,003 in your head. You got to turn it loose. But good job by Cartersville keeping him in the pocket and 2 defenders getting to him.
So I want to go back to something you also said prior to the play about what maybe Cartersville's doing to take away Sokovie White here after White had really right out of the blocks, 4 pretty quick catches here in this game. Are they covering him up now?
Yeah, they got him.
Pressure coming again. McWhorter's going to go down again.
2 huge negative plays. That was 2nd and 20. This is going to be about 3rd and 30.
Keelan McCarty, the senior nose man, gets his 2nd sack of the night.
Good job there. I tell you what, man. Martavius Cochran has flipped the switch right now, number 0.
While we have a moment, let's also remind you about Rome River Jam coming to the Coosa Valley Fairgrounds October 21st and the 22nd. You can jam with your favorites, including headliners Parker McCollum, Bailey Zimmerman, Laney Wilson. Also performances by Tracy Lawrence, Chase Matthew, John Langston, and more. It's a tremendously fun event. You can get event details online at romeevents.org. That's romeevents.org. What an amazing concert. Collection of terrific superstar performers.
Yeah, they do a great job right there at the fairgrounds, and I expect that Rome River Jam weekend all weekend.
Speaking of jamming out, nice look there at the Cartersville marching band. That's the Cass marching band.
Yep. See the Cass side packed out over here. This, I don't know if we get a scan of the fence, but they're standing in the fence in the end zone. It's the second week in a row we've been at a standing room only game. So
yeah, the atmosphere is incredible, and like you said, both sides kind of packing them out. Boy, don't you love kind of the old school cheerleader sweatshirts there? That's a really great look.
Yep. That was really cool. Cartersville announced their student section. They walked in like a football team. Really cool.
Almost like what you see like an Atlanta United match. Like that with supporters coming in.
Real cool.
All right, on third down, McWhorter's been going the wrong direction. Now just going to try to dump it off to Henderson. That's incomplete. And you're talking about a totally different vibe defensively. After the first drive, Cartersville has looked completely changed on that side of the ball.
Made some adjustments right there. And you know, it's one of those things, if you're going to drop back and try a pass play 2 plays in a row, you got to turn that thing loose, and Cartersville got them twice. That's how you end up in 4th and 27.
So Devin Henderson going to be on to punt. If there's a player in the state that plays more snaps than he does, I'd like to see him.
Yeah.
Shrewsbury going to come up and field it. Did not call for the fair catch, and it's just going to turn into just an absolute scrum around him there at the 38-yard line. While we have a chance, let's look at the Cartersville schedule brought to you by Personal Touch Lawn Care. And what's amazing here is, so let's just say, for the sake of conversation, Cartersville were to win tonight against a very good Cass team. The rewards you get for doing so, if you are lucky enough to beat Cass, which is no easy feat, you have to play undefeated Hiram next week.
Yeah, potential undefeated Hiram, yeah.
After having beaten Calhoun 2 weeks ago, and obviously an incredibly tough game against Cass. And Hiram right now, you're talking about, what, 2 major college commits on the offensive line.
Yeah, got a USC tight end commit, Walter Matthews.
You know, keep in mind you go, final game of the season, Dalton, that's a team that's had a terrific year this year. That pound for pound, this Region 7 5A may be the deepest region in the entire state. You see a pass complete to Jamari Bryce there. Bryce gets blocked, wrestled down there at the 50-yard line.
Love the play call. Nice, easy pass for the quarterback. Sets up his blocks, screen. Look at the Cartersville lineman get down the field. Good job there. Look at 77 with a pancake. You don't want to see an SEC commit with a full body of steam coming at you as a defensive back.
No.
And that's how you wake up seeing the lights.
Caden Ailman on the completion there.
Just a baby at 6'5", which is really crazy. People that follow recruiting every day. Malachi Tolliver is one of the smaller Georgia commits.
Look at motion on the offense.
And I'm
5-yard penalty.
being dead serious. Like 315 is light compared to some of the 4 or 5 people they have. Nair Daniels from New Jersey is 6'8", 375.
Yeah, this year has definitely been kind of almost like a callback to the sort of the original offensive line commits, the Kirby Smart era, who were just Sam Pittman era, just giant human beings. Tolliver a little bit different, but listen, with that size, that height, you can certainly add plenty of muscle to that frame. As Russell's going to throw over the head of his target, he's a little bit amped up perhaps, but he really throws it well.
Yeah, he throws a good ball, just accuracy right now. You see him, I feel like he's trying to aim it a little bit than rather turning it loose. But he throws a really good ball. This young man I've known since the 8th grade. Been in some camps of mine.
We're down to 20 seconds left in our half.
See if they just try to get another screen play here, get something nice and easy for him.
Fake the handoff to Lando. Now going to crank it up and throw again into double coverage. It's incomplete. Henderson was there on coverage once again. Ja'Kai Baldwin in on that as well.
Tell you what, Devin Henderson's going to sleep well tonight.
He really will. So now 3rd and 15, 12 seconds left. Purple Hurricanes have been content to be pretty aggressive here. Looks like they're going to try to do that again, but Russell's going to have to hurry. Gets rid of it, and it's almost intercepted again. That was Henderson again.
Now, got to kind of hold your breath because you had a great kicker, great punter. You've done well all night, but you got to cover one more play probably. They going to throw it here?
Yeah,
5 seconds, yeah.
With 5 seconds, they can probably.
Got to make sure that clock's up. That's what they're going to say. Make sure.
That's right, yeah, because.
Not want to give 1 second up. You don't want to have a bad snap, take a knee, anything like that.
So I guess the question comes down to is, do you have to throw it underneath here and hope your guys can make something happen? How far down the field can Russell throw it here?
That was a good ball he just threw now. I'm not so sure you don't throw that screen again and see if you can pop something.
Maybe keep your eye here as well on number 3, Jamari Price. I should say Bryce, Jamari Bryce. That could be a guy to look at right here.
They were talking to him in the huddle. The coaches were, so good eye there. Keep an eye on 3. See where he lines up.
He's going to be, right in the slot.
They're going to go prevent. I mean, they're going to have back 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yes, Sokovi's almost going to function like a punt returner here, like the true, like.
Timeout, Cass.
Yeah, they want to see.
Timeout of the half.
Cass want to see the formation.
This is the basketball thing right here.
It is.
Team comes on the floor. You get a look at it. You call timeout.
See the inbounds.
All right, while we have a chance, let's also see the Cass schedule as well. And Cass right now dealing with the same challenge in the region we talked about before. Of course, as Steve Gates has said, also wanted to challenge itself with what it does pre-region to get ready for that. That's why you're playing the likes of a Rome and a Rockmart here to begin things. And look at the winning streak they've been on. 4 straight wins, 4 straight games of 40 or more points, and a real close battle against Rockmart.
Went for 2 on the last play of the game. Went for 2 on the last play of the game. Didn't get it.
Personal touch lawn care, of course, brings that look at the team schedule. One of the things that Steve Gates says, if you go back to 2020, they were 5-0 in the non-region and didn't make the playoffs that year. Sort of speaking to the challenge of what this part of the state provides each and every year, but also speaking to, you can rack up some wins in the non-region schedule if you want to, but if it doesn't prepare you for region play, it's really not doing you any good.
Correct.
You really don't get paid for the pretty record prior to that. Quick change here now for Cartersville.
I was wondering. So
they're going to send Johnson on and punt it.
And they got to cover here now. This right here makes you hold your breath.
It's Henderson who's going to be back deep here. And Johnson just absolutely murders that football. And that's going to bring the first half to a close. So a lot of chess match going on there, but ultimately it just comes to a close.
2 timeouts for a punt.
With a Cartersville punt. And we are sitting here at 7-7. Both teams have some stuff to feel pretty good about and perhaps some things to work on here at halftime. And we'll have a fun halftime show for you here coming up too.
Hendrick. Drive now, pay later. Shop HendrickCars.com this month and make no payments for 90 days. Over 20,000 new and pre-owned vehicles. No payments for 90 days. Visit HendrickCars.com.
Beginning the morning you opened your eyes, we spent every waking moment preparing you for the day you'd leave our nest. Whether it's driving to practice or helping with homework, it's all prepared you for, what am I going to be when I grow up? Will you be ready?
After much thought, I made my decision to take my talents to the IBEW Local 613.
The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers is not simply a job, it's a career. Visit IBEW613.org to begin a new future today.
My marriage kind of took a different path. He told me he was not moving back into the home. My biggest fear was the unknown. What would happen with the children and myself? What would happen with the house? I found Meriwether and Tharp. They told me that they would walk me through this divorce, and they did that tenfold. You need an attorney. You need the best attorney, and that's going to be Meriwether and Tharp.
I've used R.S. Andrews 15 years, purchased 2 heating and air systems, so I rely on their technicians for service. I call, they come, it's fixed. And I appreciate Andrews' commitment. He gives it his all. That's how R.S. Andrews makes me smile.
Yikey wawa! Running out of hot water is one way your water heater cries out for help. Call R.S. Andrews. Get a water heater rejuvenation. Your water heater gets added life, you get more hot water. Another way R.S. Andrews makes you smile today.
Okay, girl.
Some have said that rallying middle schoolers is a lot like herding cats. To the moms and dads out there who control the chaos and make herding cats look more like corralling kittens, we at Ingles tip our hats. Ingles, all the ingredients for family.
Hi everyone watching at home. We're here to remind you that if you or someone you know were injured in an accident that was not your fault, listen up. We have live agents available right now to answer your questions and tell you how much your case is potentially worth. Hi, I'm Gina Bellich, here with spokesman and TV personality Tom Mustin with us in the Help Center. So Tom, phones are really busy over there. Tell us what kind of calls you're seeing.
Well, Gina, first off, thank you for having me here in the call center with you. We always enjoy talking to the viewers and getting folks the compensation that they deserve. You know, we're seeing calls about all kinds of accidents, but the most common by far has been car accidents. So if you or someone you know were injured in an accident that was not your fault, give us a call right now. You'll speak with a live person. They'll answer any questions you have and tell you if you have a case and how much your case is potentially worth.
Thanks, Tom. All right, folks at home, you heard it. Take advantage of this opportunity and call now.
If you are on the fence about ordering McDonald's, consider this a sign.
Mix and match a double cheeseburger, 6-piece chicken McNuggets, or small fries for just $3.69. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
And once again, we are back with the Sports Turf halftime show. I heard earlier in the game that there was a hurricane warning, so maybe it cut out our signal here just a second ago. But we are just as excited to have our Kroger halftime guest, Daryl Damastis, the athletic director and assistant principal here at Cartersville, with us. Earlier, we got the privilege to see Cartersville's youth football and cheerleading programs being celebrated here tonight. What does that look like in terms of what you do leading up to the week of? How does Youth Night change your weekly responsibilities?
Well, you know, when you have all the youth that's going to be coming in here, all these little kids that's coming in on a game like tonight, where you know that it's going to be a packed house tonight, you're trying to get them all in here, get them lined up, because it's what we want to do. We want to make it an exciting night for them so that they want to play here one day when they get a little older. We're a firm believer that it takes the involvement of the youth to create and to have a successful program, and that's why we put so much time into them.
And one thing that's no secret about Cartersville is it feels like with Cartersville, it's generations and generations of families that come here. Grandparents start off, and it's their kids and their kids after that. So how special is this Cartersville community to you?
Well, the community, you know, you're not going to find a better community to support a school system that sits in the middle of the community. And so is what we have is that no matter what we ask for, how we ask for it, no matter what support we need, the community is always there. All the way from the mayor to the council, all the way down to the community members themselves, they're all Purple Hurricanes. And it's like you said, we have so many generations of kids that are coming to school with us now where their grandparents, their great-grandparents went to Cartersville High School.
And I think one thing that's interesting about you is that you have a coaching background. You can hear it when you speak. You sound like you're coaching me out here. How did being a coach help you in the role that you currently hold?
Well, I think in order to understand the role that I'm in now, you have to know something about the coaching side of it.
Yeah.
And I think it helps that I was a basketball coach, I was a baseball coach, I was a softball coach. So I've coached the 3 major sports that are here. Now, I was not a baseball coach here. I only coached softball and basketball here. But it's that background that helps me as an athletic director to understand what the coaches go through, what the coaches need, and how to better help our student athletes.
Absolutely. And one thing I know about Cartersville is that there is a standard here. Their traditions are everything. Talk about some of your favorite traditions here and how you've seen them carry over throughout the years.
Well, our tradition here mainly is we want to win.
Yes.
We're very competitive. Everybody's competitive. Even in the youth, if you notice the youth, I don't know if you heard when their names were called, but everybody was a Hurricane.
Mm-hmm.
Every team was a Hurricane. It may have been the 6 and under Hurricane to the 12 and under Hurricane. So we instill that winning tradition into them as we go, running through the smoke. That's all. You'll hear them. They'll come in and they'll say, Coach D, can we run through the smoke? Well, when you get up here, you can run through the smoke. But it's that type of tradition. It's just the tradition of winning and the tradition of being just a scholar student, a scholar athlete, and putting just a class act.
Well, Mr. DeMassis, we thank you for joining us, and we thank you for allowing us to be here and have this awesome game tonight. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the Cartersville Band, brought to you by Meriwether and Tharp.
Welcome to today's segment of Talking Trades. I'm Ashley Rose, joined by Steve Langley with the sheet metal workers. Now, Steve, talk a little bit about the apprenticeship program, the benefits that these kids get.
So with apprenticeship, you work all day, you go to school once a week, and you get paid during the day, and then it doesn't cost you anything to go to the school. So you're never going to accumulate any debt. It's free for you to go. If you go to a trade school or a college, then you're going to accumulate debt, and you're going to have to pay that off one of these days. It's just a great career choice to go through a union apprenticeship and have a career in your life.
That's amazing. And now, so many people that we've talked to, they get into the trades and they never leave. You've been here for 33 years, so talk about the longevity of SMART and what you attribute to staying around for so long.
So a union is a brother sisterhood, and the members, even after you retire, you can retain your membership. You pay retirees membership, and we have members that's been in Local 85 for 70 years, and they get a pin and plaque from the International. You get them every 10 years, but they got 70-year plaques.
That's amazing. Now, looking back with your time, with your 33 years, what's one piece of advice you give to somebody who's making the decision to join the trades or that is just joining for the first time?
Well, being a union sheet metal worker, like I said, it's a brother sisterhood. We have meetings, we have picnics, we have things. It's more, and it's a career. It's not just a job. So, you know, you have a better life, and we look after you and your family.
And how do you feel like the apprenticeship program will help somebody who's right out of high school? They're very impressionable, they're a very young age, just set them up for success throughout life.
So every apprentice is going to learn, you know, how to weld. They're going to learn how to lay out duct work. They're going to learn the basics, and then they could go into test and balance, where you balance the rooms of a building. You know, you go into some places it's cold in one room, hot in the other. Well, that's what a union test and balance does. We also have office jobs like CAD layout, where you do the layout of the blueprints and stuff. There's all different aspects of sheet metal.
It's amazing. It can be hands-on, it can be behind the computer, whatever you really want to make it.
Yeah, people, some people don't like to sit behind a desk. They like to be working with their hands, so that's a field job. We have tenant work where you go into an occupied space and do stuff. It's all different things that you can do.
Absolutely, so much. Well, Steve, thanks so much for joining us today. If you want to find out more, as always, you can go to smart85.org. We'll see you guys next week.
And welcome back to our halftime show, brought to you by Sports Turf. I'm Kaylee Mansell with Score Atlanta reporter Craig Sager. Craig, wow, what a great game we have on our hands tonight. What some would call a rivalry. Steve Gates said it's been lopsided. Cass has not won a game against Cartersville since 2007, and they look like they have a shot out there tonight. What have been your thoughts so far?
That's right, and man, to see this game tied at the half, it's a little surprising.
Yeah.
I thought Cass, they definitely dominated that first half. They won it, but just the touchdown that was called back, some tough breaks. They would have liked to have a bigger lead. We know Cartersville's a team that can come back. They did it last week in a huge way. But I really like what I saw from Cass and their playmakers. They came out to win tonight.
And speaking of playmakers, we have so many on the field tonight, both for Cartersville and for Cass. Cartersville's Malachi Tolliver and Cass's Sokovie White will both be headed to Georgia in the spring. Just tons of talent all over the field. Talk about what players have stood out to you in this game so far.
Well, Devin Henderson, he's the heart and soul of this Cass team. What a career he's had. But Sokovie White, that big touchdown that got called back, he's so dangerous with the yards after catch. And then I've been impressed with Cartersville's special teams, that big booming punts they've had. And then, yeah, Cass just has left some points on the board, but this is going to be a great second half.
Absolutely. While we have a great game going on here tonight, there are also some other great games going around the state of Georgia. One thing that we do want to mention when you take a look at some of our bigger classifications, Gwinnett is on their fall break this week, so we will not see any Gwinnett teams, but we have some major games going on in counties like Cobb and others. Take a looking at some of our other scores here. I go straight to the bottom. Walton over North Cobb in the second quarter, 28-21. They have been down most of the game. We've got a lot of close games on there, Craig.
For sure. In that North Cobb-Walton game, North Cobb jumped out to a 21-0 lead. They've kind of had Walton's number in recent seasons. And then Cam Lloyd, he had a huge game against North Paulding last week, picked up his first offer from Navy, and then he got them back in this game. Walton now has the lead. That will be interesting. And then Lowndes and Valdosta, both those teams,
Huge rivalry.
Yeah, and this is, I believe, only the fourth time in history that neither team has been ranked. So both of these programs are trying to use this game to catapult them in that tough Region 1.
And Harrison is undefeated heading into tonight's game, but McEachern is giving them a tough run. Another game we have here, this is our 6A bracket, Houston County, who we got a chance to see last week. They fell short, but I think we were all really impressed by their performance.
Absolutely. It looks like that's been a defensive battle so far. Huge rivalry game, really important for Houston County, just in that region after falling to Lee County last week. Thomas County Central, though, they still look like they could be the front runner.
Huge.
They're going to have to contend with Lee County, though, later on. Douglas County keeps rolling. Hughes and East Paulding. Watch out for East Paulding this season, and they're going to have to play Douglas County soon. And then I thought Sequoia might be the biggest challenge to Rome in that region this year, but Rome has just been handling business, and they look like they're in that driver's seat as well.
Taking a look at some of our 5A scores, again, some more close games on the board. It looks like right now Flowery Branch is shutting out Winder Barrow 34-0 in the third quarter. Dalton is beating Woodland Cartersville 28-7. Dalton is another team that's a part of this region right here with Cass, Cartersville, Calhoun, super competitive. And I've heard tonight that even though Hiram is getting beat right now, Hiram is a team with a lot of speed, and with a little bit more talent, they could really be a major troublemaker later on in the season.
Yeah, you can see how crowded this region is right there. If these scores stand, you got Calhoun would have one loss, Hiram would have one loss, and then Hiram beat Dalton, and then whoever comes out of this game as the loser, there's already going to be a massive tie. So just an incredible region. I am impressed, though, with that Calhoun offense. I know Hiram can put points on the board, but it looks like they're keeping pace, and it was kind of a must-win game after falling last week.
And taking a look at our next set of scores, this is from our 4A division. Cherokee Bluff only over East Forsyth 3-0 in the fourth quarter. It's still anyone's game.
That's right. East Forsyth still undefeated. Those are actually two of kind of the newest teams in the GHSA. Both open pretty brand new, but Cherokee Bluff, they need this win to keep their playoff hopes alive. And then down in 3A, Lumpkin County is still undefeated. They look fantastic. That's a great region with White County, with Wesleyan in there, but that's a big result for them to have. And they look to remain undefeated. Toombs County as well. They went unbeaten into this matchup against a great Appling County team.
And that is our scoreboard brought to you by Score Atlanta. As always, at the end of the game, Craig and I will go over those scores, break down everything from the rest of the night. But, guys, the third quarter is about to start here shortly, so we will be back with more after the break.
Great teams are committed, focused on the details, and work hard to be their best. From practice to games, right down to their gear. Your field is a critical part of the game that allows your athletes to showcase their athletic abilities. Sports Turf is committed to bringing your team innovative sports surfaces with unparalleled performance. You bring the vision. Our team brings it to life.
A journeyman with Local 85, when you turn out, you can be hitting six figures.
Hey, I have your back, you have my back, we're gonna do this together. We're one for all for one.
College just wasn't for me. Let's look into actual career jobs that wouldn't take college, where I wouldn't, lose money and all that. Instead of losing a lot more money at the end, why not make money and make more money at the end?
What does it mean when people say America is a land of opportunity?
It means the power to discover.
To redefine yourself.
To improve yourself.
To challenge yourself.
To realize there's more in you
than you ever knew
that you could do.
It means giving people an open field to explore what they do best.
With the best tools.
The best training.
The best technology in the world.
We bring out the best in the people who serve.
So you can be all you can be.
Welcome back, everybody. Halftime score, 7-7, Cass in Cartersville. We got third quarter action coming up here in just a moment. But first, Brandon Adams, Rusty Manziel, we want to recap what we have seen through the first 24 minutes of action here. Let's take a look at our halftime stats presented by the Mechanical Trades Institute. And you see both sides pretty even when it comes to rushing yards. One of the real stories, though, here is what Cass has been able to do through the air. A lot of that going the way of Scobie White. And how about those first downs as well? That ability to move the football, especially early, that certainly showed up, Rusty.
Yeah, they've been able to run the ball. But one thing, Cartersville, when they've had success running the ball on first down, it's helped them with Nate Russell, their young quarterback, not put so much on him. But right now, you see what I saw was a little bit of missed tackles by Cartersville on Henderson and Sokovie to stop those yards.
Seems like it was a little bit of a different vibe from Cartersville, perhaps second quarter than it was the first quarter.
Made some adjustments, yep.
So that might be something to keep your eye on as we move to the third quarter. As far as some of the action that we did see in the first half, let's go back and look. Halftime highlights here presented by Ford. Let's start with Brody McWhorter here. That was quarterback, sidearm throw to Scobie White. And how about this run by Scobie after the catch?
See how quick he changed direction, how quick he got to top end speed.
Devin Henderson then would come back and get the Cass touchdown on the ground, the Liberty commit. And the Colonels were feeling pretty good at that point in time. Then McWhorter would get acquainted with a couple of the defenders there for Cartersville. And then after that, how about Christian Lando?
Yes.
The Purple Hurricanes running back. Stiff arm, stayed on his feet, and he was into Colonel's territory.
Yeah, that was the best drive. And you see this block right here. You watch 18 pull, and they just clear out. Nice run by Houston. Touchdown here, Cartersville.
Richard Houston got the touchdown there. And that's where our score is. It's 7-7. Big battle in Region 7 of 5A. It's a tie game, and there's plenty of fun coming up here in the second half. So we're going to take one more time out, come back and show you third quarter action getting underway right after this from Cartersville, Georgia.
Man, you know how to do this? Man, I don't even know. I was flipping burgers last week.
Violation, unsportsmanlike conduct, impersonating a craftsman.
Skilled trade unions are well-trained career pros, not part-timers.
Construction is a rewarding and lucrative career with the advancement potential, but you have to do it the right way with the right training. Learn how you can be a pro. Find your career at GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com.
Planting season is here, and it's time to get your yard looking its best. So treat your yard to the perfect touch from the professionals at Personal Touch Lawn Care. Mowing, maintenance, design, and construction. Personal Touch Lawn Care does it all.
If my yard is taken care of, it's one thing off my list that I don't have to worry about.
Sign up now for monthly maintenance and get the 12th month free.
Big enough to serve you, small enough to know you.
Personal Touch Lawn Care, 770-908-1238 or online at ptlcatlanta.com.
America, it's time to gear up and get out there in a new Ford vehicle. And it all starts at your local Ford dealer during the Discover Summer Sales Event. Choose from a great selection of trucks and SUVs equipped with the tech and comfort you need to discover your best summer ever. With a large inventory in stock, now is the best time to trade in, trade up, and discover summer with Ford. Now get 2.9% financing for 60 months plus up to $4,500 cash back on select Ford SUVs. See your local Ford dealer and discover your best summer ever.
The drive for the GHSA state title is presented by GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com. Transform your future today.
And we are back. Third quarter getting underway here. Cartersville and Cass. 7-7 is our score. A lot of stakes here in Region 7 5A. We were talking during the break a moment ago with Cass and Cartersville playing tonight. Calhoun and Hiram playing tonight. Obviously, last week was Cartersville beating Calhoun and, Hiram winning the wings here. You've got so much to be determined here, and it's like that across the state here right now. Perhaps this region deeper than some, but, we're in that time of year where it's tiebreakers, and you're just paying very close attention to all that.
Yeah. Get to where it's like, hey, we need somebody to score 3 points tonight. We don't need this game, this win. But
that's right.
If Cartersville wins tonight, certainly with opening region play with a win over Cass and Calhoun, you'd have to feel like they are the favorite to be the 1 seed going down toward the end.
And then speaking of the seeding, you also have the situation where, in Rusty, I don't know that anyone could be better at this than what you are in terms of those brackets and which regions are aligned with which regions. And when you've got in your mind perhaps an opponent you might be playing kind of penciled in as the one, and then there's an upset loss, for instance, Douglas County, which is a great football team this year. I don't mean to suggest it's that big of an upset perhaps, but Langston Hughes is the defending champ. When they lose a game like that, all of a sudden, if you're a region team that thinks you're matched up over there, well, all of a sudden now your playoff situation, who you might be playing, if you finish where you think you're going to finish, all of a sudden that starts to feel really different.
Well, the one thing is, when you start looking into round 2, that's where the ones play the number 2. So you get that 2. If you're the 1 seed, you get those first 2 rounds guaranteed at home. So Cass last year, being the 4 seed, had to go play on the road at Jefferson, and they beat a 1 seed out of that region. So it showed the depth of this Northwest Georgia region. And last week, we saw a team, Houston County.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they could be a 2 or a 3 at some point because
they were
Thomas
a 4 seed a year ago.
Yeah.
And went on a major run in the playoffs.
You look at regions like that and 6A, and then regions like this and 5A. And by the way, some high school football news this week. NIL approved in the state of Georgia. I don't think that's the biggest deal as many people think. We'll talk about that at some point.
I would like to get into that with you before the show's done.
Yeah, we can do that. But the private schools now, starting next season, can play in the regions. They can be region champs. But when we go to the playoffs in 3A and below, the private schools will only play private schools.
Another thing to perhaps talk about here today as well. But for now, it's Cass kicking back off to Cartersville. MacArthur gets it high, fielded 35-yard line, slips down, perhaps had some room to run.
Yes, he did.
So that had a chance to be something. It was Brady Marchese who was the return man.
Played in Georgia League Classic game last year. Have some invites going out a little later tonight.
Always enjoy that. Get a chance to reward some guys for the work they're doing.
It's ramp-up time. Let me tell you, my phone was off the hook this week. Emails to the office. Score Atlanta. Roughly, probably over 700 kids in the nomination now.
Russell takes the snap here on first down. The hand goes to Lando. Lando up to the 44-yard line.
This is what they want to do.
About 5.
Cartersville wants to run the football, plain and simple. 2nd and 5. This is in their wheelhouse right here.
How about Richmond Hill on top of Camden County right now in our Brady Pest Management score ticker? Region 1 scores coming into the rivalry game. Speaking of Region 1, Lowndes on top of Valdosta right now.
There is not one person left in that town tonight.
Hand again to Lando. Lando hit in the backfield.
What a play by Ellis.
Yeah, big play by Caden Ellis, junior nose man.
I'll tell you, man, he is relentless. Plays with a high motor. Look at him just blow up the guard. He blew up that center. The App State commit. Not the biggest guy, but, man, he is relentless. I've seen him at camps. I've seen him in games. Every play, he is a wrecking ball.
Looking at third down now. Make it 3rd and 9 after the lost yardage on the Ellis hit. Russell surveying the scene. 3 down lineman for Cass. Russell fakes a handoff. Now throwing, middle of the field. Battle for the football. Intended receiver was Jamari Bryce. But there was a cluster of coverage around Bryce, and now it's 4th down.
Yeah, I think the ball just sailed on him a little bit, got high. And he's been high most of the night. You know what I mean? And he throws such a great ball, but he's been high. And I think that's more mechanics, footwork, stepping through it. Here comes the MVP for Cartersville right now is this guy.
Yeah, Ryan Johnson back into punt. Sokovi's back deep, and
this is returnable.
Another.
Let that one go.
Yeah.
That was the most returnable ball of the night. That might be the only one he's going to get because that was kind of more of a line drive kick.
Interesting decision there. While we have a moment, let's remind you about some fun events taking place in Georgia's Rome, including the Legacy Reunion, Earth, Wind, and Fire alumni for an evening of monster grooves, high energy, and danceable hits. We combine jazz, R&B, disco, and soul. Of course, on Friday, October 20th, you've got the historic Rome City Auditorium where this is all going to be taking place.
I feel like I need to be there.
I feel like you do, too. I can see you dancing into September.
Little moonwalk
there.
I
can see that. Hey, the website, www.romega.us/tickets for more. There's also a QR code there on your screen as well here on the Peachtree Sports Network.
Talk to Score Atlanta President I.J. Rosenberg. See if I get a bye week. I'm going to Earth, Wind, and Fire in Rome.
You know who goes to a lot of concerts is I.J. Rosenberg.
He is.
I.J.'s a big concert guy. Always has been.
Yep. Music guy.
Handoff on first down. That's our executive producer we're discussing there.
I believe the MVP of his family, his daughter Ashley, is going to be back at work next week.
How about that? Fresh off having a baby? It's been a few weeks. About time she got back to work.
We only get 2 weeks off for babies around during football season. And yeah, she is. We got that child.
Yeah, the little one's going to be our red hat down in the field.
By playoff, they'll be red hatting. His granddaughter.
2nd and 4 now. Of course, the red hat, the one that brings the TV timeouts that you all love so much.
Tight formation motion.
There's the pitch. Going left side to Sokovi.
Great job.
Yeah, good job defensively. Just to kind
out.
of absolutely string that one along there.
You tell how big a game this is because you're starting to see everybody play both ways.
That's right.
You know what I mean? You see 22, there's Houston strings that play out. Love the play design. He comes back in motion. They give it to him with a little head of steam, and he's unable to get that corner.
All right, that's going to bring up 3rd down now.
This is where Cartersville was able to get after McWhorter and make some negative plays. Let's see if he climbs the pocket with pressure or if he stays back and they get to him right here. They're coming.
Yeah, McWhorter going to try to roll right. Pressure's coming. Now they just have to throw it away. So they did a good job of getting to the backfield and bringing up 4th down. But there is a flag down.
And I don't know that this is actually holding, but I think it's a great job by Cole Crawford selling this. Watch them come in on Henderson here. And I'm not sure. Henderson's holding his. I'm not sure it's actually holding, but I think Crawford did a great job of selling it.
4th down.
Watch 27 come off the bottom of the screen right here. See if Henderson holds him. Oh, yeah, he's outside. Yep. Great call. Easy call.
And Henderson, and a good job, as you said, to kind of, by Crawford, to kind of sell it. Yeah. Good job there by the freshman.
Yep. And he is special.
Heady young player.
Yeah, Henderson's got to be inside those shoulder pads, and he's outside that jersey, and that thing stretches. We see it every week.
Bring on Henderson to punt again. See the fair catch call for Shrewsbury. Then Shrewsbury gets out of the way. One of the Cass punt return guys wondered if Shrewsbury may have touched that, but they say no, and so that'll give Cartersville the football. Second quarter, or I should say second half underway here on the Peachtree Sports Network, and we got some big drama still yet to come.
Thank you for watching Georgia High School Heroes presented by Ingalls. I'm Chris Bainbridge, and each week we're bringing you the best of the best ever to play Georgia High School football. This week, our journey takes us to the southeastern corner of the state, Charlton County High School in Folkston. Champ Bailey was a two-way player in the early 90s, and he dominated in all three phases of the game. He rushed for a total of 3,573 yards, had 58 rushing touchdowns, and 13 100-yard games. He also passed for 1,211 yards on 74 completions. Despite those dazzling statistics, he was best on defense. And at UGA, that's where he'd shine, earning the Bronco Nagurski Trophy as the nation's top defensive player. And he's widely regarded as one of the best cornerbacks ever to play the game in the NFL. Thank you for watching Georgia High School Heroes, presented by Ingalls.
NetCredit is here to say yes to a personal loan or line of credit, even when other lenders won't. Apply online in minutes and get funds deposited the next business day or sooner. Go to netcredit.com. NetCredit. Credit to the people.
The GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com drive for the GHSA state title is sponsored by the Mechanical Trades Institute, the best kept secret everyone should know about. Smart Local 85, sheet metal is a smart move. Gatorade, fuel tomorrow. The Georgia Sheet Metal and Air Conditioning Contractors Association, careersinsheetmetal.com, building a solid future. The Atlanta Falcons, rise up dirty birds. And by the Gwinnett County Sheriff's Office. Together, we can make a difference.
Third quarter action here. Cartersville Cass 7-7. How about that?
Hey, man, it's a big game, dude.
Cartersville students pulling in all the stops. You'll also notice, you can see that on your screen there, they've got like the aluminum big hit there on the first down run. The aluminum, I don't even like guardrails, whatever. They've been banging on those to get the noise. Great home field advantage. Great atmosphere really on both sidelines here. This is truly what high school football is really all about.
Listen, there's bigger goals for both teams, regardless. But individually, this is the biggest game of the year for these two teams because of such a kind of the buzz between these two teams.
Yeah, here in Bartow County, kind of a county rivalry. Cartersville, the city school in this county. You see Russell, he's going to go down.
I'm telling you, man.
These defenses are really showing up right now. Caden Ellis gets another sack.
I'm telling you, he is a handful. Look at that. He beat the block of 73. Across his face, another negative play. App State commit. He will just raise you know what at App State for 3 or 4 years.
Would you join me in saying that if we thought Cass was going to have a chance to come on the road and win, a low-scoring game would not necessarily have been the way that would have played out? But right now,
yeah, we thought that.
Russell on third down to throw. He's got a man wide open, and it's caught.
Best ball of the night right there.
Christian Lando, the running back, catches it going down the sideline.
Best ball of the night. Is he inbounds? Uh-oh. Ooh.
Close.
Watch the left foot. We don't have it there in that view. But, man, I don't know about that one.
The call is that he was inbounds.
Doesn't matter here.
Handoff going the way of Lando. Lando doesn't get much.
Watch when he catches it right. Now, watch the first foot to touch. There. Is that in?
Just need the one here in high school football, and it is close.
It's very close. Hard to tell, though, on that view.
If this was the state championship where there is going to be replay, I believe that's a situation where you would not have enough to overturn it.
We would also, in the state championship, have the end zone camera there as well, so they would have a better view.
That's a deflected pass. So you talk about, active in the backfield. That's what Cass has been, including Chase Tatum getting in there. You talk about, another example of a guy coming in to play both ways. Tatum, a starting tight end, but in on defense and getting the pass deflection.
3rd and 10. Still that was the best ball of the night from Nate Russell.
All right.
Another 3rd down.
Looking at 3rd down now. 3rd and 10. Russell takes the shotgun snap. Looking, throwing, end zone. Landon Heath was the tight end, the intended target, and it's incomplete.
A little high.
Cartersville likes to throw to its tight ends, including the junior right there. So that's going to bring in Johnson, who has been a terrific punter tonight. Easily connected on his only PAT attempt. And now he'll be on to try a field goal there as well. Interesting formation to set this up.
Different, isn't it?
From 37 out.
No good.
No good.
Both teams now have missed one.
And Johnson's been, he's kicked almost everything as perfect as could be tonight. But he misses that field goal there. And Cartersville on a...
Not a fan of how they set that up.
That was a strange sequence.
They tried to rush things, get that set up and kind of different pre-snap formation from a
You're not sure what's gained necessarily by the unorthodox snap. All right, so Cass going to come back out here on offense now.
Ooh, man, you can just... Brady, you can feel like one of those missed tackles from one of these two teams is going to cost somebody 6.
Yeah, the game is playing out right now to be a lower scoring game than I would have anticipated. But there is still a chance that changes, of course, as I'm mentioning. Now you've got a missed field goal on both sides here. Here's Henderson spinning and making a man miss. He's up to the 34-yard line.
Man, he is quick and shifty. Watch this spin move. Watch the spin move right here. Ooh, wow. 44 barely got a hand on the back of the head. Credit to 44 coming back, though. Nice play there by Connor Brassfield because he whiffed on that spin move, but he did come back down the field and make a tackle. Good hustle.
It's the biggest change for Cass since we saw them week 1. The fact that Devin Henderson is now inserted as a running back where he was a wide receiver. He gets it again up to the 40.
Yeah, listen, Cass basically said, we got to get the ball in his hands.
Yeah.
We can't fool with that 7 or 8 times catches in the slot. Let's just go ahead and line him up. And he's a thicker kid, too. He's put together.
Got 6 that time. That makes it 2nd and 4. Halfway home already, 3rd quarter.
Tell you what, man, 7 has played a lot of snaps.
Cartersville is undefeated at 6-0. They're ranked number 4. Cass is 4-2. Started 0-2. Won the last 4. Handoff again going to Henderson. Henderson up to about the 42. Going to make it about 3rd, about 1.5 if you want to be just...
Big one right here. The way the clock's running, kind of getting so momentum. 3rd quarter.
Cass has not even dreamed of throwing it on this drive. Now going to bunch up in the formation Straight snap, and he got hit in the backfield.
Great job, man.
And that was Martavius Cochran, the defensive end.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, I think
that's fourth down.
That's fourth down. Yeah, hit him in the backfield, lost yardage.
Now, for Steve Gates, your defense has been holding a little bit. Great job, man. Great spot, too.
Got to give credit there as well. I think that may have been Cooper Moon, who may have come in and got the initial hit on Henderson there that slowed him up, that created the opportunity for the rest of the defense. And that's going to have to bring on a punting situation here. These defenses are both playing outstanding. Henderson now going to punt. Of course, a lot of folks here to watch a couple of Georgia commits. Keep in mind, Henderson, the nephew of Keith Henderson, the former Georgia running back. His brother Kevin, also a linebacker here. So that's a name that has a lot of resonance for Georgia fans there as well. In addition to Malachi Tarver, the Georgia commit on the offensive line for Cartersville, and of course, Jacoby White there on the Cass sideline there too. We're still 7-7. These defenses have been outstanding tonight. We'll be right back after this.
What's so great about being a Kroger Boost member? Free delivery on the Kroger products you love, and more rewards too, like double fuel points on everything you buy. Experience a new level of membership, starting as low as $59 a year with Boost by Kroger Plus. Learn more at Kroger.com today.
Are you 18 years of age or older? Become a star. The Gwinnett County Sheriff's Office is now hiring for deputy sheriff with a signing bonus up to $4,700. They also have civilian and trades positions available. If you are interested in a career with the Gwinnett County Sheriff's Office, visit gogcso.com to learn more about compensation, incentives, benefits, and areas where you can start your career today. Are you ready to rise to the call? Join GCSO today and become a star.
America, come along with our adventure seekers, the Sanchez family, and discover summer with the Ford F-150. See how available features like Pro Trailer Backup Assist make backing up as easy as turning a knob. Watch as Pro Power on board lights up the night. And Ford Blue Cruise makes driving even more fun. Now get select Ford F-150 trucks with 3.9% financing for 60 months, plus get up to $1,500 cash back with your trade-in, only at your local Ford dealer.
Welcome back, everyone. Cartersville Cass 7-7 right now, third quarter action. One of the youngest Purple Hurricanes fans in the stands, having a good time. And I'm telling you, everybody on that side of the field all have their Canes gear on. It's really fun to see the level of support. Russell throwing. Incomplete. Josh Love had the coverage that time.
That was just a little bit out front. You want to hit that guy. You want to hit him right as you come out of that break. Hit him right in numbers.
Yeah, that's Jamari Bryce, the intended target. We talked about him before. You know, Connor Foster calls him electric, says he's getting college attention right now. He's got a skill set that jumps off the screen, so it's understandable why they're trying to involve him in the offense. Having a hard time doing that right now. Lando now on second down, and that's not going to go anywhere. And all of a sudden, very quickly, Cass has forced another third down.
Be interested to see what they let Russell do right here. They got his 3rd and 12. Now, last time he throws that wheel route to Lando on 3rd and 15, he was on the money.
Fun back and forth tonight between Walton and North Cobb. After a 21-0 North Cobb lead, now Walton leads 28-27 in third quarter action. Also, Houston County we saw last week on top of North Side down there in a bounce-back situation. Another big game in another very, very deep region down there in central Georgia. Here's Russell throwing, middle of the field. He's there. Pass is caught. Running 10-5. Touchdown. Adarian Taylor Wilson the junior, gets his 7th catch of the season, and none of them have been bigger than that.
Great ball and great read by Nate Russell. Hits him on the money, stepped in the pocket, just hit him right there a little bit, I think, of a busted coverage, and he outruns Henderson seam right up the middle for a long Cartersville touchdown. Great throw on 3rd down and 11 by Nate Russell.
Connor Foster said this week that Adarian Taylor Wilson is the wide receiver they've been waiting to have a breakout game. You see his ability to get behind the defense. And so the wait may be over, because at a time in which Cartersville had to have points, it's Taylor Wilson, the junior, who's there to provide them.
Man, they had nothing going for them, no momentum. 3rd down, 11. I wasn't sure they were going to even let him throw. And, man, he throws a strike down the seam for a touchdown.
While we have a moment, group ticket packages remain for the Atlanta Falcons. For home games here this season, you can learn more about options for youth sports teams, client hosting events, and more at atlantafalcons.com/tickets.
What is Falcons football? It's Grady putting quarterbacks on notice. It's Kyle shredding defenses like a unicorn. It's Tyler breaking tackles like phone screens. It's AJ locking down anyone on his island. It's Drake touching the sun. It's ZP breaking another record. What is Falcons football? It's all you dirty birds. Rise up.
14-7 is our score. Darian Taylor Wilson with a touchdown reception a moment ago. Big throw by Nate Russell on 3rd down. You see Sokovie White there. Will he get a chance to return this? Most of Ryan Johnson's kickoffs have been touchbacks. This one will be easily into the end zone. And so Sokovie misses the chance to get that touch. Speaking of Sokovie here, amazing story this week from a publication called Baptist Press about, kind of the impact he's having in the community. Good friends with a family known as the Heltons here in this area, and we'll see the scoring drive for Cartersville. 3 plays, 72 yards, 56 seconds off the clock. Taylor Wilson gets the 73-yard touchdown catch. But Sokovie's made good friends with a 21-year-old girl named Caroline Helton, who's in a wheelchair and unable to speak, and yet Sokovie, great friends with his family, very close with them, and developed a strong bond with Helton. I shared the story on social media. It was shared with me from some folks here in this community. Just an incredibly amazing, you just really get the sense of what, how Sokovie is away from the football field. Obviously touching the lives of a lot of people here, including Caroline Helton, his very close friend, who's obviously been through some challenges, but it seems like she and Sokovie have formed a very strong bond with each other.
Tell you what, Georgia fans are going to love him on and off the field. Very put together, polished. I mean, they're rolling the coverage towards Sokovie there.
The quarter, handoff to Henderson.
Nothing.
So talk to me about this, Rusty. Obviously, they like giving the ball to Henderson, but if they're having to do that because the Sokovie's kind of covered up here, how can they counter that and try to find a way to get him the football? Remember, he had 4 catches very early in the first quarter.
Got to find some other guys, you know what I mean? And last time they found some motion to get it, but they are definitely bracketing Sokovie White now, and they're stacking the box. Some other guys for Cass are going to have to make some plays because you're getting some one-on-ones now.
So we're looking at a 3rd and 5 now with the ball resting on the 25-yard line.
This is where they've had a little bit of issue protecting.
The quarter takes the high snap, going to throw deep, gets behind the defense, but not able to hold on. It's incomplete.
Listen, he's got him. The ball's underthrown. Look, he has to come back, and the ball comes right out of his hands.
Yeah. He'd probably like to have that one back.
Yeah. I think if you're McWhorter, though, I mean, when you got Sokovie White stacked on him, that's one of those ones you want to try to get 6 out of.
Henderson now gets the punt away. A little wobbly, but takes a kernel roll, and a nice one inside the 35, now inside the 30. So Henderson's sort of all-everything night continues. That punt quite beneficial for Cass.
One thing I'll tell you, Brandon, as we get to this point of the night, a lot of people from Cass have played both ways.
That's right. Watch for fatigue here. Also, watch for, on the football field right now, the area that size. Did you know there's room for over 1 million termites? Now, keep this in mind. If there's room for that many termites in a space that size, what's stopping those termites from finding your home as well? Well, that's where Breda Pest Management steps in to protect your home from termites, and they prevent those silent destroyers from costing you thousands of dollars in damage. You can find out more online, BredaPest.com. That's B-R-E-D-A, BredaPest.com. All right, big drive here for both sides. Cartersville could make a big statement if it extends its lead, and Cass obviously desperately wants to get off the field. Russell, handoff. That's Lando looking for a block. Going to be hit there around the 37-yard line. Got about 8 that time, so good run on first down for Lando.
Ooh, a physical game, man.
Yeah, big rivalry game, a lot of physicality.
A lot of licks being passed.
Call it 2nd 1. Russell, Lando again. Lando fights forward, and they've changed it up at back, running back a little bit. Richard Houston had the other touchdown. Braylon Long's gotten at least 1 carry today. You kind of wonder if now it can become the Lando show the rest of the way. Of course, had the walk-off touchdown in the game last week, a thriller against another rival, Calhoun. Calhoun up 17-0. One point time in that game, and big closeout right there by Sokovie White to make that tackle.
I tell you what, if he throws that ball out front, Sokovie takes that to the house. See him jump that? Perfect timing.
Darian Taylor-Wilson had the touchdown earlier, was the guy that caught that ball, but this time Sokovie was right there on him, and now we're looking at 2nd and 13.
These guys have played a lot of snaps for Cass.
That is worth monitoring. Lando now moves to Russell's left. Russell now going to roll to the left. Now looking to crank it up and throw, and it's incomplete. Caden Ailman, the tight end, kind of got tangled up a little bit. And that may be enough to call for the pass interference. Kevin Henderson, the brother of Devin Henderson, had the coverage.
See if it's
pass interference.
Yeah, look, both.
Defense. 15 yards from previous spot. First down.
We'll see it again here.
I believe it happened right before that. Felt like they were both handsy a little bit, but I could see where they get pass interference on that.
So that moves the chains for Cartersville, making it 1st and 10 from the 45 into Colonel territory. Russell throwing again, but incomplete. Brady Marchese, the intended wide receiver that time. Sophomore could not hold on. How about Douglas County on top of Paulding, 24-0. The team that Douglas beat earlier this year, Hughes, also beating East Paulding right now, 40-21. We're almost done with the third quarter. When the quarter is done, you're going to want to stick around because
it's really cool.
An amazing, you talk about just the home field advantage you're able to create here at Wyman Stadium in Cartersville. We'll get a chance to see a little bit of the LED light show they had to begin the fourth quarter. A few stadiums around our state kind of have this, and it's been a big part of the Cartersville repertoire now for a few years, and a fun thing to see. And this packed house, of course, at least the part dressed in purple, they're going to love that.
Man, Roswell scored 84 on Lassiter tonight.
How about that? It's a Roswell offense we saw earlier this year. At that point in the season, they were averaging about 50 points a game. And They're still explosive. Russell trying to set up a screen. Houston's there, but Cass is there as well to bring Houston down to the 50-yard line. So both these defenses continue to make plays.
Yep. Yards have been hard to come by, points as well.
All right, so that brings our third quarter to a close. And before we take a break to start our fourth quarter, take a chance to enjoy the light show here. It matches the intensity of the moment. Anybody's ball game with a region big win on the line here. Let's see the light show here at Wyman Stadium in Cartersville, Georgia.
Power Nation is your source for authentic automotive how-to. Detroit Muscle, celebrating the passion and performance of Motor City Cool. Truck Tech, smoking the streets, and tackling the trails are just part of highway hauling fun. Engine power, it's high cranking performance with the science of speed and torque. And our newest show, Carcass, imagination, fabrication, and plenty of perspiration. Let the thrill begin. Power Nation.
It's the season of back to school, back to work, and back to all the wonderful fun, flavors, and friendships that make fall one of the best times of the year. For us at Ingalls, it's the season of festivals, fairs, and favorite dishes. And from football kickoffs to baseball playoffs, from farm fields to soccer fields, we'll be there to help this fall be the best season of the year. Ingalls, we're with you every step of the way.
NetCredit is here to say yes to a personal loan or line of credit, even when other lenders won't. Apply online in minutes and get funds deposited the next business day or sooner. Go to netcredit.com. NetCredit. Credit to the people.
All right, I'm here with Coach Foster. Big fourth quarter ahead of you. You guys grabbed your first lead of the game in the third. Big time throw. Just talk about what it's going to take in this fourth.
Just what you've seen up to this point. Going to take a lot of grit. We're going to have to make some plays. When we get the opportunities, they got a great team. It's been back and forth. Great for this community. Hopefully we can find a way to get it done right here. Go Canes.
Awesome. Appreciate it, Coach. Thank you so much. We'll be back for the fourth quarter. Real close game. Rivals. We'll see what happens.
Craig Sager Jr., thank you so much. Connor Foster, thank you as well. And as Cartersville continues to operate here on third down, Russell will throw. Closest receiver in the area would have been Kenneth Price.
And he had Taylor Wilson there again over the middle. Ball just sailed on him this time.
So that drive going to stall, and Cartersville on pace to score a little bit less than we're typically accustomed to them seeing. Score Atlanta, our friends there, had a tremendous note this week. So Cartersville has averaged 30 points per game every season since 2011. Talk about a number that speaks to the amazing consistency.
Goodness.
I asked Connor Foster about that this week. He said he couldn't confirm that was true. He said, but it sounds good. Wow. And that's the thing, you go back to the Joey King era, obviously when Trevor Lawrence was here, and what, Connor's been able to do in keeping, that. But you also go back to a 1999 state championship team, and it's been just an amazing level of consistency here over the years. As you also see Steve Gates there, who's doing a tremendous job on the Cass side. And, significant moment for that team happening a year ago when they won a playoff game for the first time, the early 1980s, beating Sammy Brown and Jefferson, a big playoff win against the Dragons.
You got to wonder what's going through his mind. 7 points down, 11 minutes to go, fourth quarter at Cartersville. You've only beaten this school 5 times in almost 50 games.
can you pull out that stop, something creative to get the ball to Sokovie White? In the first quarter, they were able to do that, but it seems like, and Rusty, you would know better than me, but it seems like they've adjusted well to whatever Cass was doing then.
And the Cartersville defensive line has made it more difficult for them to run the football, get in those 2nd and 4s. I mean, here we are, 2nd and 10. They have really not been able to run the ball much at all.
You see the numbers there, trying to get their first win against Cartersville since 2007, but I believe we said this, and then before 2007, you have to go back to, 1985?
85, yeah.
Only 5 all-time wins for Cass against Cartersville, so there is, without a doubt, a historic backdrop in a game like this that is significant, and everybody in Bartow County knows all of those numbers. Setting up the screen, getting some room. Here we go. Down the sideline goes to Sokovie White. Throws a big shoulder up to the 40-yard line.
He got physical at the end, Brandon.
He really did.
Watch this. Great play design. Watch him finish off, I believe it's 19 from Cartersville. Watch this. Man, that's the way you finish for one if you're a wide receiver.
Unbelievable.
And listen, that's a Division I SEC prospect. That's no shame for whoever's trying to tackle that.
McWhorter takes it, handoff to Henderson. Henderson gets up to the 50-yard line.
He has to be exhausted.
McCarty had a handful of that jersey there at the end. Prevented that from becoming an even bigger play, perhaps. As it stands, it's about an 8-yard gain to make it 2nd and 2. So the 2 big stars for Cass have been as advertised here on this drive.
That's a great play call, that tunnel screen coming backside, little backside screen.
Well designed.
Well designed play.
Cartersville's defense has been outstanding tonight. Fake the handoff. McWhorter looking to throw, middle of the field.
They got it there.
Yeah, flag's going to come in. Cooley had the coverage, but perhaps a little too much contact.
I tell you, I don't know what Sokovie runs in the 40. Doesn't really matter. I can tell you this, Brandon, from doing this for a long time and seeing him in person, he is explosive in him out of his breaks.
It's kind of like the old adage of, and I'm not saying he's Jerry Rice, but what used to be said about Jerry Rice, if you want to go back to like the 1980s, of a guy who measurably wasn't that fast.
Interference.
Yeah.
Defense.
And yet
15-yard penalty, previous spot. First down.
During a game, he was running past everyone. There's a certain thing about game speed that's just a real thing.
I watched him on that route, and he was on top of Cartersville so quick out of his break.
McWhorter from under center. Handoff to Henderson. Henderson looking for a block. Stays on his feet. Inside the 25, out of bounds around the 24.
And they go right out. Look at this. This is I formation. Look at the fullback. Great block there on 44. Missed tackle. Got a flag down here.
Flag down again. We have a final here. Calhoun has beaten Hiram, which matters in this game.
Yep.
Because that means the winner here takes first place in the region. How about 56-35? A final score there.
Holding on the offense. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Replay first down.
First loss of the season for Hiram, and quite a bounce back for Calhoun after it had to be a heartbreaker last week.
Man, penalties have killed Cass on chunk plays.
Ball now at the 36 after the penalty. 9:59 to go in the fourth quarter. It has been a wonderful, wonderful night for high school football here. This Cartersville community, which is always so outstanding and so gracious as hosts, another wonderful night here with them. Henderson again, room up the middle. Touchdown saving tackle perhaps made there at the 13-yard line.
Man, they threw some eye candy. Sokovie comes in motion. Great block there by, I believe that was 54.
Yeah, that's Judd Hyde. He may be the smallest player on the field.
I'm telling you, man, he sealed off 44 from Cartersville, and that lane was wide open.
In the red zone here, presented by GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com. And when I say Hyde may be the smallest, I don't mean of the offensive lineman. He may be the smallest, period.
What a great block, man. Hey, Tywell's bigger than him. Doesn't matter.
That's another one of those guys that's been kind of inserted into the lineup for Cass that's made a difference here this year.
Great block, young man. They go motion away, whip route, 0. Same play.
Hand to Henderson. Henderson does the spin move again. Gets inside the 5.
Same play, just a little bit different motion, but the exact same play. I tell you, man, 54, I don't know if he weighs $180, but he's playing like he's 250.
Yeah, keep in mind, you talking about a Cass offensive line, that's really one of the strengths of this team. Bear McWhorter, Arkansas commit. Cale Ellis, big-time future in college football, and yet Hyde has been as much a catalyst for this offensive line, we've been told here over the course of the last few weeks, as anyone.
How about that? That's what high school football is about. You're sitting there by a D1 prospect. Look at the right guard.
Sokovy will be your slot receiver. Looking at second down. Cass can get a first down. Hand goes to Henderson.
Touchdown.
He's fighting in the middle of the field, and he's going to make his way to the end zone for a touchdown. And we are a PAT away from being tied.
What a drive by Cass. Look at 54. Right there in the middle of it.
What a football game. Henderson.
He can't even get down. I'm telling you right now, dude.
He's the holder on PATs, the punter, the running back, the safety, and the PAT is good, and it is 14-14. And
gut check time for
it is gut check time for both sides.
Gut check time in this
fourth
rivalry.
Quarter is a lot of fun. We got more for you right after this.
Dang, where you get this car?
You need to join the union.
The union?
Absolutely. You can get 10 of these.
Union construction workers earn the highest wages with the best benefits and the most protection in the construction industry. Find your career in construction. Go to GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com and start your future today.
Hendrick.
Drive now, pay later. Shop HendrickCars.com this month and make no payments for 90 days. Over 20,000 new and pre-owned vehicles. No payments for 90 days. Visit HendrickCars.com.
My marriage kind of took a different path. He told me he was not moving back into the home. My biggest fear was the unknown. What would happen with the children and myself? What would happen with the house? I found Meriwether and Tharp. They told me that they would walk me through this divorce, and they did that tenfold. You need an attorney. You need the best attorney, and that's going to be Meriwether and Tharp.
Great teams are committed, focused on the details, and work hard to be their best. From practice to games, right down to their gear. Your field is a critical part of the game that allows your athletes to showcase their abilities. Sports Turf is committed to bringing your team innovative sports surfaces with unparalleled performance. You bring the vision, our team brings it to life.
All right. Welcome back, everybody. Tie ball game. Let's show you how it happened. 7 plays, 83 yards, 2:46 off the clock. Devin Henderson caps it off. Second touchdown of the night for him. That's brought to you by Breda Pest Management. Of course, that's set up by, we're going to call our game's key first down, presented by the Atlanta Falcons. Tunnel screen play there to Sokovy White. Sokovy White got it into Purple Hurricane territory, and that's what sets up the touchdown there. Our game's key first down, presented by the Atlanta Falcons. Short kick, returnable up to the 39, and good field position now for Cartersville coming back at it. Once again, a chance to see touch for Adarian Taylor Wilson, who had big touchdown for Cartersville earlier in the game.
Here we go. 8 minutes, a little under 9 minutes to go. Got a sophomore quarterback. Got to make a couple throws. He's been back to a corner a couple times tonight, and he's done that.
I'm going to ask you a question I've asked you before. If you're Cartersville, is this just score whenever you can, or are you thinking about...
No, you got to score. Your defense has played well most of the night.
So you're not worried about giving it back to Cass here?
No, not yet.
Hand off to Lando. Lando ducked under one tackler, then finally going to be slammed down there at the 38. They're going to lose yardage there on first down. Kevin Henderson, the linebacker, that's the brother of Devin Henderson, in on that stop.
I tell you, man, they got some juice to them.
Boy, you can feel the tension in the stadium right now. This is
you can tell at both teams.
Cartersville crowd that has been very active, perhaps maybe a little nervous here right now. Change of pace. You go to Houston at running back. Houston fights up to the 43.
Here we go.
He got about 5.
He did. We got 3rd and 6, 3rd and 5. 3rd and 5. Big play here. They've been up the seam. Twos and see where they go to 2 here. Taylor Wilson. See if they try to find him again in this post.
Houston stays in at running back. Russell tried to hard count him.
They got Sokovy manned up at the top. Watch the slot, number 2.
Russell looks the other way. Pass caught and stopped. Caden Ailman gets the reception, but Cass was all over it.
Man, Mason Tompkins, number 17.
Tompkins just a sophomore.
Big stop right there by Cass. And I'll tell you what, Brandon, a pretty tired Cartersville defense is about to take the field again.
Yeah, after a long drive previously, 3 and out right back out there. That's not what you wanted if you're Connor Foster for your offense. Still plenty of time.
Oh, yeah.
Sokovy is back deep. Brian Johnson has been a weapon as a punter. High snap. Sokovy calls for the fair catch there at the 24. So Johnson was instrumental in what could have been a botched punt against Calhoun last week, but his athleticism, obviously Georgia baseball commit, you saw another example of that he's just able to handle that and do what needs to be done. Cass got the football. We'll be right back here on the Peachtree Sports Network.
It's the season of back to school, back to work, and back to all the wonderful flavors of fall. At Ingalls, we're here to help this fall be the best season of the year. Ingalls, we're with you every step of the way.
If you or a loved one has mesothelioma or been diagnosed with another asbestos-related cancer, call now. An estimated $30 billion in court-ordered trusts have been set aside to pay out claims to asbestos victims. You may be able to receive compensation without ever going to court or filing a lawsuit. Thousands of hardworking men and women have been diagnosed with mesothelioma because manufacturers put profits ahead of safety. Manufacturers knew the risks of asbestos exposure for years, but knowingly manufactured and sold deadly asbestos-containing materials, putting millions of American workers at risk. These manufacturers have tried to avoid compensating their victims, but the courts have ordered them to set aside an estimated $30 billion in trust money for the victims of asbestos. Call now to see if you're entitled to a portion of the $30 billion. You could receive compensation without filing a lawsuit or going to court.
Call 800-700-4989 now for a free legal consultation. Again, that's 800-700-4989.
If you are on the fence about ordering McDonald's, consider this a sign.
Mix and match a double cheeseburger, 6-piece chicken McNuggets, or small fries for just $3.69. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
The GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com drive for the GHSA state title is sponsored by the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers Local 613. Electrify your career. Gordo's, Fiesta every day. Personal touch lawn care. The smallest details make the biggest difference. Merriweather and Tharp. Merriweather and Tharp LLC. The AtlantaDivorceTeam.com. R.S. Andrews. Story after story, we deliver smiles. And by Breda Pest Management, the official pest control of Atlanta.
Now it's once again Cass's turn to have a pivotal fourth quarter drive. We saw Cartersville's attempt to take the lead a moment ago result in no points and a quick 3 and out. Now Cass gets its turn there too.
Movement.
And Cartersville thinks that Cass has moved, and Rusty seems to think that as well, and they are all correct.
Still first down.
Camden County, by the way, comes back and beats Richmond Hill down tonight in Region 1 of 7A, and Valdosta holding on to a 1-point lead over Lowndes in the fourth quarter. Rare unranked matchup between those two in the Wintersville Classic.
Keatron, big win over Harrison, scores late.
Handoff, Henderson to the 30. Looks like he got about 5.5 that time, almost 6. Walton still holding on to a 28-27 lead over North Cobb.
You got 10.
Excuse me. That's right after the penalty.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yep, 2nd and 5.
Do not want to shortchange a guy who's playing every snap in the game. That would be cruel to not give him credit for regaining the penalty yards plus 5 more. Just about halfway home here in the fourth quarter.
3, you got to snap it. 3, 2.
The quarter going to have to hurry. I think he got it off. However, Henderson going to be hit in the backfield.
Nice job there.
Wyatt Harris, one of the, Connor Brassfield, one of the linebackers in on that stop.
Been all over the place tonight as well. Senior linebacker.
35 tackles, 3 sacks coming into tonight. So he's had an outstanding season. And as Rusty said, he's been terrific.
3rd down.
All right, 3rd down now coming up.
Yeah, they're double covering Sokovy. Well, they got a guy splitting the difference. Yeah, they're bracketing double coverage on Sokovy White.
The quarter going to look left side. Pass is going to be complete. 1st down yardage there.
And that's what I mean, Brandon. If they're going to double cover Sokovy White and they're going to bracket cover him, somebody else has got to make a play.
It's the sophomore Chase Tatum, the tight end, who gets a chance to make that play. That moves the chains. They've targeted Tatum a couple times tonight, so how about the chain he's wearing, too?
Say something. Gives you a little Cunha vibe there.
A little bit, yeah. Hand off to Henderson. Henderson likes that spin move. This one not quite as lucrative, though. Now you're looking at 2nd down. He's the only running back that's gotten a carry tonight, right? Sokovy's gotten a couple of carries, but the only player to line up at like what you might call a tailback and get a carry, I believe, is Henderson.
Yeah, I believe you're right.
They show pressure. Cartersville coming out from a quarter.
Same play.
Going to get it off. Well designed there.
Bring up
Gets the ball to Sokovy.
3rd and 2.
Going to make 3rd down more manageable.
I'll tell you what I'd like to see, one of those GPS that tells you how many miles Devin Henderson.
That would be an interesting thing to see. And Sokovy's not far behind.
Same play. Good play here. Runs through an arm tackle.
All right, looking at 3rd down now at about 2.
Last time they didn't get it. Last time they went Wildcat with, they're going under center. Got 4 in at fullback here.
This is a different look for Cass on offense.
I formation.
The quarter going to go straight ahead. He's going to get it.
I'll tell you what, now, Brandon, okay, Cartersville has 3 timeouts. But you got to start watching the clock a little bit here now. Well, this is gut check time right here. This is lifting weights, cardio, who's in shape, who wants it, who can make a play at a point like this.
The entire state paying attention here right now. McWhorter in the backfield. He's going to be hit there.
What they're blitzing on first down. They're not sitting back.
That was Christian Lando, another one of these guys on the Cartersville side who's playing a bunch both ways.
It's time.
Lando, the starting running back, makes a big play there from the outside linebacker position, and that first down run gets nothing.
Yeah, it's time. Everybody's playing both ways. I'll tell you this, too. They're bringing pressure on first down to stop that run.
Quarter now from the shotgun. He's got 3 receivers off to the right. That's going to draw some eyes from Cartersville on defense. Hand off to Henderson. Henderson in the backfield. Again, ball came out, but he was down. Henderson a little slow to get up on that. Another big play by Martavius Cochran. Henderson took an awkward land on that. He took a hard hit and then landed awkwardly.
They don't like that.
You hate to see that.
At this point.
See if we can see here. So Henderson quickly acted to take his helmet off, almost seeming like the pain may be caused by kind of bending back awkwardly, perhaps, after that hit.
Yep. So, like you said, now no one else is taking a handoff, basically.
Yeah, so, I mean, without question, it changes everything if Henderson has to leave the game. While we are doing the injury, obviously tending to Henderson here, let's also take a moment to talk about our Georgia Elite Classic recruiting report presented by Dog Nation. And Rusty, a lot of well-earned offers and invitations going out here right now.
Yeah, I also want to mention 2 things. Hayden Ross tore his ACL, who was a long snapper, outside linebacker up there, and he's unable to play, but I did want to give him an invite, look at some of the younger kids. And also a freshman, number 27 tonight, Cole Crawford, was invited. He was not put on this late, and that is my fault today. But Keon Standerford, another very talented. He played in the 8th grade game last year from Athens Academy. Big-time wide receiver, man. And young man is getting toted off the field right here. Devin Henderson, just a unbelievable effort tonight. He's played, I think, in 3 Georgia Elite Classics. He is now a Liberty commit. So you look at the night he's had, and you just hope that this is not something that would mess with his rest of his season.
So we'll make this our injury report presented by the Governor's Office of Highway Safety. You see Henderson going to go back into the tent. He was helped off a moment ago, not really able to put weight on what looked to be his right leg. That looked to be the issue there. So I don't know what that means for him. Obviously, we hope it's not a serious long-term injury, but his status for tonight obviously remains in doubt.
That impacts both sides of the ball because he plays corner.
He's also the holder on PATs and the punter. McWhorter to throw. Pass is caught on the sideline. Sokovi White does a good job keeping his feet in. And you got to wonder now, does Steve Gates feel like they have to put the ball in the air more now that their running back is out of the game and perhaps could be for the remainder of the game? Heady play there by Sokovi.
Man, big 3rd down conversion right there as we get the game. As you come off an injury like that and you try to understand the scope of that. But McWhorter, good job, great job by the offensive line there, giving him time. And you see 0 here in the slot. See if they motion, give the ball to him some ways. See that coverage right there on top of him. Look at the 2 guys moving.
Hit in the backfield. Big one by Delroy Hurst, senior defensive end, flies in.
I'm telling you, when this first down, they're coming. I mean, that is 4 first downs in a row that Cartersville brought the heat.
It was Ja'Kai Delgado in at running back in place of Henderson. Delgado essentially began the year as the starter. Devin Henderson, as we told you, began the year as a wide receiver. So Delgado has had experience.
I wonder if you take a shot right here, Jacoby.
Looking at second down.
Even in double coverage, I wonder if you take a shot with him. They're coming.
Here they come. McWhorter avoids the pressure. Now will run and goes out of bounds inside the 30 at the 27.
Stops the clock, makes it about 3rd and 4. Great job because they brought the blitz and he was able to bust contain. And because they were in man coverage, nobody was there. And he just outruns the linebacker to the sideline and gets about 9 right there. 8.
76 seconds left. Both teams, by the way, have missed field goals this evening. So if you're thinking about that, that could be a factor.
Once they come back with that little screen right here, see Jacoby in the slot. The 2 people on top of him.
Field goal would be 45 from here. Throwing, pass, caught. That's the tight end again, Chase Tatum, the sophomore.
First down. Now, if you're Cartersville, you call timeout. Ran that play earlier for a first down, the same on that 3rd down.
About to go under a minute. Suddenly, Cass is not in a hurry.
Nope.
But they've got their eye, if not on the clock, on the calendar and on history, trying to get a win against Cartersville for the first time since 2007 and just the second time since 1985.
Timeout. Timeout, Cartersville right here. So all they're doing is trying to line the kick up at this point.
Yeah, they're going to play 4. That's going to bring on Austin MacArthur. We'll also see our Gordo's Cheesy play of the game here, presented by Gordo's Cheese Dip. And for guys Kobe White, who's done a lot tonight, that one kind of bounced away from him a bit. Once again, brought to you by Gordo's Cheese Day. Cheese Dip, I should say. See a look there at the student section. Fun look at the marching bands there as well. And you can see the looks on faces here. I mean, there's a lot of tension here. Folks know what's at stake. The winner of this game will be in first place alone in the region after the Calhoun win against Hiram tonight. But in addition to that, it's Cartersville trying to defend its history. And Cass trying to make a statement. A team that broke through and won a playoff game for the first time since the 1980s a year ago, trying to break through tonight with the kind of thing that, as we said earlier, I think you can almost call a regular season win against Cartersville for Cass an even bigger win if they were able to get it than a Jefferson playoff win a year ago.
Zero doubt. One of the biggest. This would be one of the biggest wins in 20, 25 years at Cass if they were to pull this off.
There are 35 seconds left in the fourth quarter. McWhorter, that's the handoff. Once again, hitting the backfield. Moving that ball perhaps towards the middle of the field now.
Timeout Cartersville again.
Cartersville calls the timeout. That was once again Delgado, who, keep in mind, is in place of Devin Henderson right now. If Henderson's still in, are they calling? Are they using a different strategy right now? If Henderson's still in?
Oh yeah, you're still trying to score here, you know. And Henderson was such a running threat. I'm telling you too now. The importance of this for Cass's chances here. They've got to end this game right here because not only they lost a punter, they lost a corner, and they lost a running back. And the placeholder now. Somebody's going to hold on this kick.
That's right. Oh, that's a good point.
You know, somebody
we'll have to see who that is.
Somebody new is going to hold on this kick. This attempt.
It's 37 yards from where it sits right now. Cartersville desperately wants the football back. it has one timeout remaining.
Cartersville, in my opinion, is good with anything past regulation because they know 7 is most likely done for the night, and that's they're going to take some shots at whoever's in for him. It wouldn't surprise me here to see them just maybe run right up the middle and try to keep this thing wherever their kicker wants. They're going to call timeout.
It's Kevin Henderson, by the way, Devin's brother, who was in there acting as the running back. And now Cass calls a timeout. Boy, you got a really fun matchup, battle of wits between these two terrific coaches. And a great look at Steve Gates there on the Cass sideline, who seems to be enjoying himself in the midst of even this tense situation.
What's going through his mind?
And by the way, it's great to have folks tuning in all across the state now for the Peachtree Sports Network. We believe in the future this is going to be an outstanding destination for high school sports. And I know that Rusty Manziel and I both honored to be a part of the first high school broadcast here on the Peachtree Sports Network. And if they're all as good and as much fun as this one has been, we're set up for success because
what a debut.
We had a feeling that Cartersville Cass would be a great way to kind of kick it off here in the Peachtree Sports Network.
Interesting during that timeout. Everybody else is coaching. Steve Gates walks over to his sophomore kicker, and he puts his arms around him, and he talks to him a little bit, and he pats him on the helmet, and he walks off.
So Kevin Henderson is the running back. Sokovie White, the Georgia commit, goes in motion. McWhorter takes the snap. They're going to try to dump it off and throw, and that's going to be complete to the tight end once again, Chase Tatum. Getting some valuable yardage, you might think, to make this field goal a little more manageable now with 19 seconds left.
Cartersville used their last timeout. Surprising they throw the ball there.
Yeah, so looking at about 33 yards here on this kid.
And I wonder with that throw, is that the angle? We got a player down. We got a player down for Cass. The cramps. I wonder if that's the side he wanted it on.
Yeah, it could be. So 19 seconds.
They're talking about it. What do you think? So there's a question here. If you have any concern, would they block it? Are they going for it?
Does
he's talking to him? Smiling, laughing with him. He's going to let him rip it.
So Austin MacArthur looks like he's going to get a chance to be a hero.
Wow.
History potentially on the line.
Man.
Now, at this time, Cartersville would get a shot at least at a kickoff.
Yes.
And perhaps a play from scrimmage. Going to be about really a 34-yard kick for Austin MacArthur. Only a sophomore. New holder in the game after the Henderson injury. I believe Cartersville has jumped off sides here.
I think somebody called timeout.
Encroachment.
Oh,
defense.
My goodness.
5-yard punt. Still 4th down.
You could see it.
Wait a minute now. Are they moving to change? That's first down.
Yeah, that should be a first down.
First down. So they've got 3.
Correction, first down.
They've got 2 timeouts, so they can run a few plays.
Yeah.
Everything's in play for them.
How much closer is too close if you want to try it?
But now you want to get the angle.
Yeah.
You want it straight on, because you're almost at an extra point at this point. Give them 5 free yards. You got 2 timeouts. Now do you just run the – you want to kick it on at least second or third in case you have a bad snap.
And so now you're obviously looking at Cartersville perhaps not getting it back. And maybe that's where the encroachment comes from, just the rolling the dice and hoping you get the block.
Another flag. It's getting real sloppy. Now it's against – they had too many guys.
Let's see what the indication is.
Snap infraction, offense. Still first down.
We pump fake it.
So the ball is going to sit
at
the 17, right? the 17. So basically, you'd be right back to the same field goal distance you were prior to the penalty.
Yeah, now you just want to get the ball to where your kicker's comfortable.
McWhorter now under center.
I formation.
He's got a fullback, like you said, I formation. Now McWhorter just going to barrel ahead and get what he can get inside the 15 down to the 13.
So
that's a 30-yard kick.
Obviously, he wants it from the right side. We're going to call timeout here. Make this the last play of the game.
10 seconds. If he misses it, there is overtime in Georgia high school football. So, a little bit of confusion here. I think if...
Call timeout,
yeah. So, Steve Gates for Cass does call timeout, but the clock
I
here...
can assure you that was a timeout.
The clock here did not acknowledge that. So you're going to be looking what's basically going to be a 30-yard kick. If he makes it, the game is over. And if he misses it, you're talking about a shorthanded cast now playing in an overtime period from the 15-yard line.
Well,
if you're Cartersville, do you come after this again?
Yeah. I mean, the game's on the line here. This play. It's got to be disciplined.
Austin MacArthur, the sophomore, from 30 out. It's a low snap.
Oh, my goodness, what happened?
And a mishandled deal there.
Bad snap.
False start. Offense.
Saved them.
That's a pre-snap penalty, right?
I believe so.
That's a pre-snap penalty. So what that means is they get a chance to do that again. Now, keep in mind, it's a new holder in the game for Cass. Devin Henderson is out with injury. That snap was a little bit low. So back it up. It now becomes a 35-yard kick for Austin MacArthur. Good holding snap this time, and it's low and no good.
No good.
And Cartersville hangs on by a thread here. Cass marched down, had the chance of the game-winning field goal, and after the penalty, it appeared it was just low.
Wow.
We'll make that the game's key defensive stop, presented by the Gwinnett County Sheriff's Office, and it could not have come at a better time for Cartersville. Looked like the snap was fine, looked like the hold was good, and it was just low.
I tell you what, that's pressure and nerves, man.
It is.
Pressure and nerves. I understand it. Sophomore, and he may get another chance, but man,
well, we should point out to our audience, and much of our audience is aware, Rusty, if you watch football all day long on Saturday and all day long on Sunday, you see games come down to kicks all the time.
All the time.
It's actually not that common for a high school game to come down to a field goal like that.
Nope.
Coaches typically are just playing for touchdowns more frequently, and Cass probably would be as well, if not for the Devin Henderson injury. So for a young kicker who over the course of the next couple of years is going to have a chance to make tons of field goals, that's the kind of pressure-packed situation that you in high school football you just don't often find yourself in. And now you see Connor Foster trying to breathe new life into his team because they know.
I'll tell you this, they also know that number 7's not on the field, so whoever's playing corner over there is whoever's they're going to put in for defense for Devin Henderson. He's going to get some shots at him.
The entire Cartersville team, by the way, you can't see that in the frame there, but the entire team is rallied around Foster, and Foster is holding court right there. Everyone ready for what's next. First place here in Region 7-5A is at stake.
Think about this, too. You're down 17-0 last week. You come back and win on the last play of the game. This week, you have a extra field goal to beat you on the last play of the game. Does not happen. Now you're in overtime.
Boy, the atmosphere here is amazing. And for Cartersville, it's a sigh of relief because they know what could have happened. So now both coaches will come out here, meet at midfield. They'll get the explanation. Nice gesture of sportsmanship there, hug and a handshake. Two guys who lay their lives on the line, figuratively speaking, in this situation. We'll also make this a coin toss here, presented by Georgia's Rome. Connor Foster also going to ask that the PA with the music. Let's get a chance to see if we can hear in on this. I guess the microphone will be turned on, but that's both coaches meeting. Getting the explanation here for what's going to happen.
Yeah, it's very not common at all. Two things: see an overtime, and number two, a high school game come down to a kick. Man, you can hear a pin drop in here at both sidelines.
Yeah. So you talk about the Henderson injury, but what else is on your mind here as we get ready to go into this overtime period?
Here's what's on my mind. If Cass scores that extra point, because you got a new holder, you got a kicker that just didn't have his best one. What kind of mind frame is he in right now?
Of course, the situation here. Cass
won the toss, it looks like. So they're going to put Cartersville on offense. Cartersville's going to go to this end with the ball.
Yeah, we saw this in the Colorado State game in college football a few weeks ago.
Look at those two guys. Look at them. I mean, look at they understand.
Yeah, they're having a good time.
Yeah,
so when you win the coin toss, what you really win is the opportunity to have a choice, right? You can defer the choice. So it's like we have a tendency to sort of view a lot of things in football as, kind of paint by numbers, but in practical reality, you're deferring the choice is what you're doing there.
Welcome, Peachtree Sports Network.
Yeah, how about that?
Get you an overtime game here in Cartersville, Georgia, between two rivals.
So different than the college rule is that we'll scrimmage here from the 15-yard line as opposed to from the 25. So after Cass wins the toss, as teams almost always do, choosing to go on defense first, offense second, because they know what they'll need.
See if they give the ball here to Lando.
Snap goes Lando's way. Lando, fighting to about the 13, got himself a couple. We are in overtime in Region 7 of 5A.
What do you do here if you're Cartersville? Do you feel comfortable because you got a really good kicker, even though he missed one? I think Ryan Johnson I think Cartersville would have the advantage with him at kicker right now.
Brassfield serves like an H-back. Russell going to keep it. Nice tackle made on him there.
Great open field tackle.
Josh Love, the sophomore cornerback. A lot of sophomores for Cass.
Yes, it is.
Love comes up, makes the stop.
It's going to bring up 3rd and 8. No gain right here. I don't think they're. Are
you playing 2-down territory here?
No. You're trying to get 3 here with your kicker. I don't know how much you're going to let this sophomore quarterback turn this one loose. Maybe go Lando again right here and see. They're trying to change the call. They're trying to change the call.
Bryce, the wide receiver, ran on late.
Yep, timeout.
Yeah, Bryce, the receiver, ran on very late.
Timeout Cartersville.
See Connor Foster take a deep breath.
I mean, you're talking about a guy that's just living and dying with every moment.
You know what he did? He just gathered himself because he knows, listen, I got young kids.
Yeah.
This is a difficult moment. I've got to keep myself composed. It's a good job there. Took a deep breath.
Yeah, because, I mean, I feel like I'm a little nervous right now. I'm not even playing, and I don't have a rooting interest on either side. You can only imagine what it must feel like on the sideline for both these teams, and including Cartersville right now. This is their possession to do something with it. So one thing to also keep in mind too is that if we make a third overtime and beyond, that becomes a forced 2-point conversion there at that point.
Yep.
Connor Brassfield going to function as the H once again. Russell looking
Great
to throw.
play call.
And he's going to be in the end zone for a touchdown. Second one of the night for a Darian Taylor Wilson.
Man.
And Cartersville takes the lead in overtime.
What an absolute play out of a timeout. Wow. I'm telling you, 2 is their guy.
As we said before, Connor Foster said we've been waiting for him to have a breakout game. I think you can call this his breakout game.
Look at the top here.
2 touchdowns.
2, got confused there.
Ryan Johnson's PAT is good.
Got a flag down on the PAT. For where that is, that would be probably on Cass. Yep. Maybe jumping the pile.
Yeah. The leverage play.
Yeah, so
the leaping play. I guess.
Yeah, where would he take this? Would he have the option to take this and back them up?
That's right.
Yep, leaping. Man, that's a big penalty.
Yeah, so if we're going to back Cass up on the leaping penalty, is that going to put them at the 30-yard line to begin this overtime?
Oh, let's see that. Yeah, that's leaping. Yep.
And you see this at all levels of football now. You're not allowed to use another body to put yourself higher. So the official conversation continues. I think this is going to come down to, where does Cass get the football?
Yeah, they're asking now, so it's they're waiting. Both coaches are waiting.
Yeah,
this discussion. This is a big call here. Just go from the 15 to the 30.
Yeah, what's interesting is that you see the officials having their conversation, but you've got both coaches sitting right on the 25-yard line.
They're both
well removed from their sideline, trying to get any word on this they can possibly get. Officials, obviously, as you would imagine, want to make sure they get this right.
Let's see what we got here. Backing them up.
They are going to back them up.
Oh, my gosh. What a penalty, man. Wow.
Yeah, so you're going to tack on the 15 yards. And put the ball at the 30. It'll still be.
Is it first and 25?
Should be first and 10, right?
From the 30.
Yeah. You get the 15 yards, but so the conversation's continuing. Everybody want to make sure they get this right. You see both coaches. So Steve Gates is obviously no stranger to, working the officials from the sideline, working for his life here right now. So one way or another, I think Gates and our referee Ricky Spears probably both leave that conversation a little unhappy. So after the leaping penalty, 15 yards obviously tacked onto the start of the Cass overtime. It is 1st and 10 though. Now you can make a case the longer field makes it easier to get the ball to Scobie White. McWhorter fakes the handoff, keeps it, and runs, sliding 20-yard line.
Nice read there by McWhorter. Nice read by McWhorter.
Second down now coming up.
That's a big play.
Got about 9 there, makes it 2nd 1, and got.
What a read there. Nice job. I like how he gets down, doesn't take a hit.
Yeah, a sophomore quarterback playing well beyond his years. There is McWhorter. Delgado is the running back. He gets the handoff, and he's going to be hit in the backfield. First man through is Connor Brassfield, as he has been so much tonight.
Man,
and Martavius Cochran
got a flag down.
I wonder if it was illegal.
So, did they have enough men on the line of scrimmage?
Legal formation. 5 men in the backfield.
Yep.
Replay.
That takes away.
See that? See the tackle?
Yep. Good spotting there. Good camera angle that points that out. Still a really good play in the backfield by Connor Brassfield again.
Only had 5 men on the line of scrimmage, 6 men on the line of scrimmage. Well, I tell you, penalties have been rough on Cass.
Big factor for sure.
They've had some rough penalties.
Cartersville shows pressure. McWhorter now going to scoot through and run. Try to get a block. Stays on his feet. Out of bounds there around the 11, 12-yard line. So with his legs, Brody McWhorter's done a lot for Cass here on this drive.
Oh, my goodness. These two teams just keep hitting each other in the mouth, basically. What a job here by McWhorter.
Finally driven out of bounds by Richard Houston. Another one of these guys has played a lot of snaps on both sides.
Yeah, they still can get a first down right here. So it's not 1st and goal.
Cass going to run a couple of guys in here late.
Scobie White in the backfield.
Yeah, Delgado, the running back, becomes more like a slot receiver.
Now
Scobie leaves to become an empty backfield. High snap to McWhorter. McWhorter inside the 10 to the 9.
Ted McWhorter's legs in this overtime period basically has taken the place of Devin Henderson at running back.
Making some changes again.
Got to go. Clock's running. Got to hustle.
Kevin Henderson. We've seen him in as a running back, but not getting a carry yet. He becomes the tailback here. Scobie White's going to be the slot receiver on the right side. That's the direction that McWhorter rolls. Going to have to hurry. It's intercepted, and Cartersville will win.
Wow.
Reed Azell comes up with the interception that seals the deal for the Purple Hurricanes.
Wow, what a play.
What a play and what a game. We'll make that our play of the game, presented by HendrickCars.com. Azell the pick to seal it. How about going up with one hand to bring it home?
What a catch. What a football game.
This is the kind of game that if you win or you lose, you may not sleep for 2 days, just recounting everything in your mind.
Wow.
And somehow, some way, Cartersville finds a way. The hug between the two coaches